You what? What's going on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Pouvez-vous m'entendre? I want to hear this Isengard trap remix. Oh, why don't I hear it? What? Why don't I hear it? Oh, these aren't plugged in. Makes sense. Not sure how I feel about this. This wasn't quite the vibe that I had in mind, but I'm willing to see where it goes. Oh, it's over already. Okay. That was not what I wanted. Let's just do the regular Isengard. What's up, guys? Can you hear me? Whoa. What's going on? Yo, Paint Baby, thanks for following me. Yo, Kitty Cat, thank you for saying so. Oh, thank you. Okay, I need to set a reminder to finish a TikTok before I end stream tonight. I made a TikTok like, well, 90% of the way, but I need to finish it before I end the stream. Let's see. Alarm. Let's do it at 10:15. Is it extraordinarily loud? It is. Okay, let's reduce that for a moment. Yo, what's up, Lex? Oh yeah, we're gonna chill on the music a little bit because it's getting a little more intense than I had meant it to do. What? I thought I changed that Nightbot. God damn it. Nightbot. Next stream. Okay, should I do my next stream on Thursday? Miss my kitty. Samir, hello, I missed ya. How you been? Don't look at the mess under there. It's messy. I did miss you. Okay, there, I'm gonna put the music back.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
Oh my god, am I getting rated?
Damn, K-Star's rating me right at the beginning of my stream. How cool is that?
Thank you so much. Everybody go check them out, okay?
Everybody go check out K-Star. What a fucking cool motherfucker. Magic Coco. Is this gonna work? I don't know if that worked from OBS. Let me see if that worked on Twitch. No. Let me do it. Shout out K-Star. Fuck yeah, go check out K-Star. What a cool fucking dude. That's my favorite guy. He's rated me like 3 times now. That's 3 times more than almost everybody. Salut tout le monde! Salut K-Star! Merci beaucoup encore pour le raid. Mandalorian, ça va? Ça va tout le monde? This evening, I'm gonna play a chill game, and I'm also gonna be on a panel, potentially. I'm gonna try to be on a panel. Diller, what's up? Hey, Paint Baby! Everybody go follow Paint Baby. They're a brand new streamer. I just discovered them today. Hold on. Shout out Paint_baby. Very cute motherfucking person. Did I do that right? Script was last seen playing just chatting? What does that mean? My cat's name is Suki, by the way. Hold on, let me jump categories so I don't lose all my viewers here. Just chatting. Boom. Yo, faxing! You watched the E-Date. Fuck yeah, glad you liked it. Having on vacation, Samir, so I've spent these days having fun. How about you? Hell yeah, that's awesome to hear. I have been doing the opposite. I'm very much not on vacation. I'm working like every day of my life. Oui, salut tout le monde qui vient de K-Star. Merci encore pour le raid. Et oui, on va faire plusieurs choses ce soir. On va parler, jaser peut-être. On va jouer des jeux. J'ai découvert un nouveau jeu très tranquille. Oh, thank you, Fexing. Yeah, I might be playing this new game that I discovered. Actually, I just realized my saved game is on my MacBook. That one. Yo, Proud or Nasty, what's up? K-Star is a motherfucking dude. Oh, we should hook up K-Star with Fexing. Oh no, but Fexing doesn't want to have any promotion yet, so we'll let him stay small for now. Miliozat, hello, merci, and thank you for the follow. What's up, Samir? What's up? Oh yeah, and it is Suki with the double O, Paint Baby. You're in your cocoon. I heavily relate to that. In fact, this is my cocoon right now. I've been slowly, ever so slowly, transforming, soaking in the juices of my pupae. And, you see, soon, yes, will I be an Ultralisk? Will I be a Mutalisk? Or will I be Sarah Kerrigan? Just gotta follow to figure out what happens. What's up, Midnight? Yo, thank you for the subscription. 13 months, it's been over a year. How sweet is that? Thank you, Midnight. You're one of my most foundational, long-lasting, coolest supporters. Truly just like a nice person and yeah, like a pretty reasonable, nice person. Pretty cool person, creative person. So props to Midnight. That means I'm gonna put your name on my board, actually. Barry Gooseman is gonna stay up here for a while because he's my top dude right now. And Barty Tardy should also be up here, actually. Yeah, Proud and Nasty, how are you? How was your stream? I saw you were streaming. How did it go? I'm about to make some connections tonight. Hey, I said creative person, cool person. I definitely said nice person. What else did I say? Reasonable, smart person. Did I not say those things? Yeah, I don't know if K-Star is still here, but he was here. Or at least he raided me and his friends came. How was K-Star's stream? Did you guys have fun? Did that guy, what was his name? Joe something? He was like, you guys were fighting with Joe last night when I was in K-Star's stream because Joe didn't say hi and people were like, don't be mean in the stream if you didn't say hi. And I was like, I'm here for it. Just returned that camera and bought a fake 4K. Oh my god, I thought I fixed that. What the hell? Why did that appear again? Just returned the camera, bought a fake 4K GoPro same day 90-day return policy. Oh, same 90-day return policy. Why is it fake? Why is it fake? Is it just a replica? Yeah, K-Star is the coolest dude, like, ever. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to edit my Nightbot. Oh, I opened it, but I didn't finish editing it. Next stream. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a Thursday stream. I'm not 100%, like, you know, I don't know. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's just go for it. Because lately I've been, actually, yeah, no, I should. Yeah, I'm gonna do a Thursday stream. I'm working 6 days a week at my job this week. Well, at a couple different jobs. 5 days at my main job and then 1 day at my other job. And yeah, so I just have to be kind of aware of my schedule ahead of time before I commit. Let's try... Yeah, no, I think 8 p.m. PST is still a good time, unless I want to do it. Well, I'll just say 8 for now, and then if I go early, then that's cool. You and K-Star better be at the TwitchCon Paris party. Ooh, that would be sick. What about Fexington? He needs to come to the Paris Twitch party too, because he speaks French. And everybody else that speaks French needs to come. Or that doesn't speak French, for that matter. Oops. I was gonna change my category and I accidentally started writing Proud and Nasty as the category. Whoops. Okay. So in 15 minutes, I'm gonna try to join a panel. It's my first time being on the paddle and I'm a little bit nervous, but also I've been trying to like do this shit for frickin' forever. So yeah, let's hope I get on. Hopefully the topics are something that I want to talk about. Prime is really nice. Okay, how do you know Prime and everybody already when you only have when you just start streaming? Sorry, I shouldn't say when you only have such little followers. That sounds mean. You're in with the crew. Paint Baby is in with the crew. And Paint Baby is very cute. You went on an open panel. Cool. Good for you. Wow. Socks of the day checked. I know, I was just thinking about you when I saw my sock in the screen. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to get my drink sorted out. It's gonna be one of these bad boys. I gave these out for Halloween, as well as a bunch of organic suckers and some LaCroix cans. And Gouda cheese. These bad boys. Why? Okay. Cool. I'm gonna be right back real quick. You like that, Samir? I'll scratch your scruffy little dog head. TwitchCon 2023. Paris throwing a party with Tom de Sauvage. Okay, who's that though? Blue d'Auvergne. Who the hell's that? Oh, are these wait, what? Okay, be right back. I was like, is Tom de Sauvage a cheese? It is a cheese? Okay. Let me get my drink ready. Dude, I need to come to wherever you are, or wherever poutine is most lit at. I think it's probably Montreal, right? I'm very, very, like, slowly planning a trip to Montreal. Maybe, eventually. Maybe. But, yeah. But I probably can't eat the super authentic poutine because I don't eat animals. So I have to have the vegan version. Oh, why didn't I not put very much in here? I sprayed myself with water by accident, and it got into my hair too. It was a bit of a messed up moment. What then? Oh yeah, I gotta mix the shit in it. How's it going, Diller? The door looks scary. No, it doesn't. It doesn't look as scary as last time. We only have chicken cheese. Chicken cheese? And baguette. Not having the chicken fried on site. Fries don't travel well. I don't think Paris has poutine though. I'm pretty sure it just has baguette. Oh, okay, good. Finally my shit updated. And now I have to finish my TikTok. Can anybody hear my Lord of the Rings music? What then? Have I watched the new one? No, what's the new one? Is there a new one? I want fried in duck fat with duck gravy, a duck egg with cheese, curds made from duck milk. Rings of Power on Amazon. No. I think I canceled my Amazon video because I don't know, I didn't know why I had it. But I should check. Is it worth watching? Okay. Phone is being put down. I'll add. Oh no. Midnight? Star Wars Andor. Okay, which one is that? They just keep making so many new things I can't keep up anymore. Okay, let's stir this. And then I'm gonna try to get in the Discord. Okay, the Discord, the Discord. I've been in this Discord for so long, you guys, and I never knew how to like navigate my way around, and I always feel very shy. Okay, what are they talking about? Are they still talking about the same shit that they were talking about earlier, which I had nothing to say about it because I just don't know anything about it. Let's see, what are they talking about? Okay, apparently they're still talking about the same thing. Let's hear.
Good.
So,
And here's
Lactoid, go, and then I want to respond to Doobie and Lactoid. They both had questions for me. I didn't get to.
Right. And
Okay. Still looks fairly whatever. So yeah, I don't know what they're going to be talking about, but we will try to participate. Also join my Discord. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play a cute game that I have not yet played on my PC. I've only played some of it on my MacBook. It starts off really easy and then it kind of becomes a little bit more mentally challenging, I guess. Yes, Boo Boo, what's up? Oh, maybe I'll post my TikTok right now and then I'll get you guys to go give it a watch if you would be so kind. Either that or I can post it tomorrow, but well, no, I'll post it now. Ketchup infused fries, ultra Canadian poutine. Ketchup infused fries? I don't know, that sounds horrible. Okay, this drink cup is amazing except for the lid. The lid is like quite hard to take off. Okay, let's play this cute game. It's called Spring Falls. I put a little picture of it in my Discord, in the games channel. And it's quite cute. And it's a puzzle game, and it's about water going down little pieces of land. Hello, Barty Tardy, welcome. I just put your name on this to indicate your support for me. I'm glad you are here. Yeah, I'm gonna be joining a panel potentially in the next, I don't know, let's say in the next half hour-ish, maybe. But I'm also gonna play this little game. Yeah, I'm trying to maintain comfort. Maintain comfort and maximal enjoyment. Okay, so let me show the game on screen. How's the volume levels of everything? Is my mic too loud? It shows that it's going into the yellow a bit. Mic is good. Angel sense. Hell yeah. That's the most important sense of all 9 senses. Okay, game capture. There we go. Yeah, it's a puzzle game. It's pretty cute. It's very chill. I was playing it just like as I became sleepy yesterday. So yeah, basically what you want to do. Wait, it remembered my progress from my MacBook. Oh wow. So that means we're actually starting not from the beginning, so this is not easy. This is not easy. You like the rain? Yeah, I can actually show you the music too. Let's see if I feel like the sound effects are kind of cool, and the music. But let's see if oh, it says the music's on, but I don't hear it. Oh, whatever. Okay. So basically, you want to get the green to go all the way to these little saplings. And eventually these, I guess they're not saplings because they turn into flowers, so maybe they're like seeds or whatever. But you want to make the green go to them so that the flowers all flower. And then they have to all be flowering at the same time for you to continue to the next level. Threw my boxers at my angel, but she wouldn't stop. Oh yeah, the meme! I tried to reply to the meme, and then Me6 yelled at me because you're not allowed to write any text in that channel. But I was gonna say, relatable, this is me, I'm the guy. You like this rain and vibe, Samir? I like it too. Very pastel and calming. Okay, let's try this. See, we need the green to go. Hello, Bubba. We need the green to go all the way to the seed. Added you to the poster. Also, car video. Can you make video? Can help you make video commands later if you want. What's a video command? Suki is here. Foreguard is stoked. Have you talked about a date? I was kind of thinking the next show should be in December because I don't know, because I'm tired. Because I'm tired this month. I work 2 days at my other job. So I work like 2 weeks out of the month. I work 6 days a week, and then the other days of the month I've been streaming the e-dates. If you know what I mean. She is sleepy and hungry, but I'm open to suggestion. Wonder if anybody's playing this game. Let's see. Spring Falls. Let's see if anybody joins based on this game. I'm gonna see if this is a good idea or not very quickly. I actually have no idea if the way that I manipulate the categories is helpful or not. Mid-level poopy for missing basically your whole E-day, but the timing of my IRL thing. Oh, that's okay. I just figured you were bored. Yeah, you're not obligated to be anywhere, right? I asked for a date right now, waiting. We need a meeting together with him too. Cool. Yeah. So, yeah, the rules of this game, they're not really rules. Basically, you just see what you can do, and if it doesn't work, if you get stuck, then you have to click undo. So, you press down on stuff, basically. That's how you experiment, by pressing down on these, oh man, hexagons? Hexagons, right? You weren't bored just being a brother? That's okay. I was happy that you were being nice to your brother. That was good. Okay. Wait, I just have to check something real quick. Wait, did it not work? I just need to see if anybody, literally anybody, streams in this category. Spring Falls. Spring Falls. Nope, it's just me right now in the Spring Falls section. Okay, so I'm probably gonna switch categories. Hold on. The question is, should I go for the loss of discoverability and just chatting, or the fact that it's relatable, or like appropriate content for just chatting? Let's just keep it, I don't know, whatever. Why not be the one person in that category? I don't know. I actually don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It could be okay, maybe. You wanted a plane and or my love. Well, I won the plane, so I can share the plane with all my friends. But I'm not going to lend it to you. I'm just going to pick you up and drive you somewhere. Or else get the pilot of the plane to pick you up and drive you. Okay, I'm going to try playing the game now. Let's see what happens with this. Okay, so that's what you want to avoid, is the water going down and then leaking and leaving. Because now these things are all dry, and now we lost the water that could have potentially been useful. So I have to go undo. And sometimes you don't know where you got fucked, so I might stay here for a while, only to realize I actually needed to undo another time. So it's kind of interesting like that. But this seems decent. Okay. Although, okay, wait. Let's try this. It's kind. Oh no, that's what I did last time. It's kind of an intuitive game, you know. Gotta just go with your intuition. Ooh, where are you taking us on your plane, or just Barty? Just me, I'm special. Hold on. Okay, should I sit in the room in the Discord? I probably should. That's what the person said. I'll go in the rowboat waiting room. I'm scared. I'm in here. I'm in here and I'm scared. Okay. I'm in here and I'm scared. Okay. Let's see. If I push this one down, it's gonna just lose the water too, so... Let's try this. Nope. Oh wait. Well, it kind of worked. It made this one pop. So... I don't know if we'll be keeping that or not. Okay. Yeah, see, I think I fucked up. These mud things, they don't come until a little bit after you finish the first puzzles. The mud things, I'll show you what they do. So see how I pushed this one down? And the water went to the mud thing, and then it rose. So it's the only one that can rise up. Hey, what's going on? Here's for you. Hios for you, or Hios for you? I don't know. They both sound good. Okay. This is actually tricky, and it gets sometimes to the point where I'm like, I feel pretty discouraged that I just feel super stuck. But sometimes I just need to concentrate, and then I get to it eventually. Sometimes I even get to it by accident. Okay, that didn't work, so that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Nice. Fuck. Oh! I did it. Cool! You just got home from the camera store? Oh, shit. Now this one doesn't have it yet? Or did it already? I forget what happened. Oh, there we go. Now I beat it. Whoa, it doesn't usually take this long. Did it crash? Oh no. Hope this works. Yeah, what are you gonna do with that? My basalt columns. Yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do with the GoPro, Proud and Nasty? Wait, why isn't that working? Whoop. Whoa, it went underwater. I never saw that before. Huh. Huh. Now I'm stuck at a thing where I can't undo it. Look, it's on a loop now. It loses the water, and then it fills it up again. Interesting. Do those dark green tiles always go back up? They do. Well, no, they do if they get water on them again. So it happens. It just so happens that right now we're in the first situation in the game where it's kind of like a loop of it happening. Trying to switch my main to 4K. When I zoom, it stays in 1080. Goal is to be able to see my Pokemon collection. Oh, that would be really cool. I like that goal. My TikTok link on my Twitch account doesn't work. Fuck. Hold on. Wait. Fuck. It's on a timer. Let's see. TikTok link on the Twitch account doesn't work. Thank you for letting me know, Fexy. Channel. Oh yeah, I can't. Wait, can I mess with it right now? No, I guess I can't do it until I have the about button again when I'm not streaming anymore. Oh shit, it is that old link. Okay, it's this. It'll come back into my chat when it's on a timer, but it's this. TikTok.com/@angel_streams_. Oh. It's there. Crazy Legs 24 Legs. You were in Paint Baby's stream, weren't you? Welcome. Hello. Okay, where are we? We're gonna play the game. And maybe somebody will suddenly speak to me in this VC, and I'm absolutely terrified. I have 69 viewers. What did you do to get on the board tonight? Well, I decided I'm gonna leave Barry Gooseman up today. So, because he gifted 10 subs on Saturday. And then Midnight sub today, well, resub today. And then you've also been my latest, biggest supporter, so I thought I would do a little thing like that. Aw, hi, Crazy Legs. Paint Baby is the best and the cutest, so are you. Aw, you're too sweet. I agree. Am I in the show? I'm in the show, aren't I? No, I'm not. Wait, where's that? Oh, it's a sound bite or a sound alert. Who did that? It used to tell me in the activity feed who played my sound alerts, and now it doesn't. Was that you, Samir? Hell yeah. No one knows. I appreciate it. My bits income is very slowly climbing, so any bits are most appreciated. My bits income, my paid subs is always the hardest one for some reason. I mean, it makes an okay amount, but you'd think it would be more. My gifted subs is usually the highest of all the income types, and the ads are usually the lowest, but this last period the ads have gotten a little bit better in terms of income. Very little bit better. Okay, where am I going now? I'm going to the game. Oh yeah, I should put this back. It was a ghost? Alright, we're hopping categories again. I'm a serious hopper. I really just... There's no rules against it, right? Okay. Why can I not beat this? How are we gonna get those squares green? Or this green? How are we gonna get it like that? I'm not sure. I know, the rules are kind of difficult to figure out. You like my kitty? Her name is Suki. And thank you. She's 17 and has stage 3 kidney failure, and she's constantly asking me for food. Not asking, she's demanding. I am really perplexed at this one. I think I might have an idea. No, that wasn't it. Why didn't it get all the way there? Yes! That is how you spell it. Good job. Man, I'm getting so many achievements in this game. It's pretty awesome. I'm flexing that big brain. This one's kind of cool. It's gonna go like that. Yeah, I basically went on Steam because I've been looking for games for my laptop for a while. I mean, I've been thinking about looking, but I haven't been looking. And then I finally looked, and then I sorted the games from all the Mac games, like all the games that are available on Mac OS. And then I sorted them from lowest price to highest. And this is one of the lowest price games. It's like $3 basically. How many subs do I have? Not very many. I don't really know. Yeah, small devs, exactly. Yeah, my sub income is very small. Very small. I think it used to be bigger, but whatever. Who knows? Aw, Lex! Thank you! Thank you, Lex. I'm gonna put you on the board. I get paid Friday, I'll sub to you, and I want to sub to pay you too. Oh, thank you so much! Well, I'll put you on the board when it happens. This is for Lex_LA. Maybe I could fit you on top here. Thank you. I need to put my sweater on soon, and possibly my gaming gloves, because I'm getting really cold. My hands are getting cold especially. Where am I? What am I doing? Okay, I gotta get my gaming gloves. What's up, King Savage? How are you? I'm just grabbing my gaming gloves. I'll be right back. Alright. Wait, let's put this more in the front. There we go. What am I finna do? I'm finna warm up my hands because they're cold. In fact, they are freezing. It got really cold, at least where I am in Canada. Like in 2 days, it was like, is now winter. Suffer. I wish I could make the light less bright just on this board. It's so bright. Oh, now you can see my mess. My eyelashes. I never put back my eyelashes from Saturday yet. Don't look at them. Okay. Let's do this. Should we keep this music from the game, or should I put on my amazing breakcore mixes? Went through and checked all your links, and I said I would a week ago, so you can fix it all up. Thank you. Where would I like to receive that info? My email actually I think would be good. Or let's see, I'll have to think about that. See what the optimal place is to receive such information. If I don't think of any other idea, then I'll give you my email if you don't already know it. I'm not sure if it's public anywhere. Maybe I should put that on my website. Yo, death of certainty. Hello, hello. Okay, let's try this puzzle here. I think I'm gonna change up the music though, because this is not my vibe. Put on some breakcore. You've got a ball and email address. Oh, sick. Okay, wait. It's got one letter too many because I took my time signing up. Oh, shit. That's no good. Let's see. What am I doing again? I'm putting on the breakcore mix. Turn my light a smidgy down. There. A smidgeremo. Yeah, these are my gaming gloves. It's cold in Canada, okay? Especially in my basement, or my, whatever you call this thing. It's like a split level, I guess. Okay, figuring out the puzzle. What? This mix gonna get like suddenly really loud. Why is my cursor stuck? Antoine Gaming, what's up? How's it going? No. one's difficult. I got an email asking for my interview availability. Coding test passed. Hell yeah. I bet you would pass that. Your fucking coding brain. Let's see. This one. I thought this was gonna be easier than it is, this one. Any ideas? Gonna send them sometimes. Oh yeah, I do that up. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of getting a little bit stuck. I'm trying to remember what I've done versus what I haven't done. What makes it go green, I think it's when the water is next to it. Or not. Wait. So I think it's when the water's next to it and the same height as it, I believe. It just spills over it. But see, that doesn't work in these cases. So maybe it has to be connecting. I'm thinking it might need to be connecting, like these ones are on the same level. Yeah, see, the same level ones connect. Can we lower the lower columns first instead of the upper ones? You can only lower the ones that when you mouse over them, they do a little shine thing. So I don't know if that answers your question exactly. Middle green one there would be good to lower. Yeah, I think I've done this one. It's like, but when I lower this one, I think the water just spills over. So maybe I need to release the water first. No, wait, but now I can't put that back up. So that was the one we needed to lower. Duvet, is that who this person is? It says Piaka is your online persona an unfamed, unfiltered version of yourself. That might just be the chapter name. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, wait, what about Duvet? I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. It's sampling a song by Boa called Duvet. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't know them. Oh, is it the lyrical part that you hear? Okay, let's see. I fucked that up. Cool. Lord Pong Lenice, the Vile One. Welcome, how's it going? That name is quite the name. Damn, that was not what we wanted. Oceans, what's up? Welcome. How are you? I'm good, I'm good. I'm in a waiting room, in a Discord, feeling very afraid. Potentially will join a show whenever they pull me in. It's 5 minutes after the time I expected them to pull me in, but maybe they're still finishing up their previous thing. I was saying hi on your YouTube channel. Oh, were you? I didn't see the chat come through. That's weird. Damn. I fucking missed the YouTube channel. Like, I accidentally missed the chat in there somehow. Maybe because the Twitch chat... Oh, I see it now! 210125. Dr. Gloom, hello. Hey! Shit. Okay, I need to put this chat over here. The eclectic look, thank you. Yeah, I would wear a different sweater, but I don't know what other sweater to wear, so it doesn't really go with the rest of the outfit, but yeah. It's kind of the only sweater that really made sense right now. How do you know if I'm winning in this game? The way to know if I'm winning is if these green seed things turn into flowers. And they all have to be flowers at the same time, and then I'll go to the next level. Okay, let me try this. What's the show I'm going on? Sorry, I forgot that I read that already, and I forgot to answer it. Well, I don't know if I'm really going on it. I guess we'll see if they pull me in. But it's this Twitch. Right now, they are doing a invite-only panel. This is the link. I'm putting the link in the chat right now. They're doing an invite-only panel right now. Talking about something about NFL Dan Snyder and private school vouchers. So two different topics. But I don't know anything about either of those topics, and I wasn't invited. So, apparently at 9 PST or 12 EST, they open up the panel to whomever. So I'm in the waiting room to be pulled in. I'm just hoping that they change the topic, because I don't know anything about the previous topic. I'm not losing. I've beaten several ones already.
swinging this cell right now.
This channel that I'm going on is... I first found out what it was from watching Destiny. Will you be the confused Canadian in a distinctly American broadcast? I doubt it. But it's possible. I don't think I'll be confused. I might just be scared. Probably more scared than confused. Thanks, Oceans. Hey, did you do any archery yet? Oceans said he was gonna do some archery. Not yet. What have you been up to? Going for my hunting license first. Okay, are you gonna hunt with the bow? Or are you hunting with guns and then just doing archery for fun? The chat with both YouTube and Twitch automatically minimizes. Try to make it bigger. Not gonna hunt, but it'll be something I can have forever. You're not gonna hunt? You're just gonna get the license? Sounds decent. Vancouver Joker, what's up? Welcome. I'm playing this game. After you get it, then you'll start looking for bows. Okay, cool. We didn't want that, I don't think. Okay, we screwed up. You go into Cabela's, but they're gonna try to sell you something? Yeah. Are you trying to hunt with the bow though? Because if you're not hunting with the bow, you just need a compound bow to shoot stuff with. They might be about 400, but you don't need to get like the best one right off the hop, do you? Oh, so you really aren't gonna hunt. I wasn't sure I fully understood. You have friends that hunt. Okay. So what's the point of getting the license then? Just to have a license? I don't have a solution to your puzzle, but I did install tall scale in my new virtual machine. What is tall scale? And what kind of virtual machine is that?
I heard that after they cremated Ricky's body,
Huh.
his parents didn't even pick up the ashes. Nobody did. Morgantown was just throwing in the fucking trash.
Just for experience. Okay. Tall scale. Is it tall scale or tail scale? I can't quite read it. Is a cool VPN that I used in my last job. It's super simple to set up and works like magic. Oh. I use Tunnel Bear. Tail. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm blind. I have an optometrist appointment. I haven't updated this prescription since 2015. Can you believe it? It's not that kind of VPN. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the way cooler person kind of VPN. Are you eyesight shaming me, Samir? Compound is easier. Yeah, I personally wouldn't get a recurve bow, unless you have like insane fucking biceps or something. Those are so hard to pull. I think that's what my roommate has actually. I would want a recurve bow. Oh, you felt sorry for me? Thank you. I'm not that blind, honestly. Like, I can read most of everything. I have zoomed it in, but my monitor is like 3 or 4 feet away from me, and it's not very big. This one's bigger. Oh, cool. An ad blocking VPN. He's not doing archery lately, no. He just has it. I don't know when the last time is that he uses it. Actually, no, he takes it out and shoots a target once in a while. I can't read things far from me very well, no. With my glasses off, it's harder, but it's not horrible. I'm just pretty sensitive, I guess. Yo, Sotero Turbo SC, what is up? Welcome. Get a rifle and shoot targets over the river. He uses a compound bow. I think it's a recurve bow, but I prefer using a compound bow. Compound bow helps you pull it back. A recurve bow, you're like you can't fucking pull that shit. Compound bows are way more fun, in my opinion. I don't want to have to fucking develop a whole new muscle set just to have fun, you know? You like my gloves, Samir? Thank you. Oh, it's really cold though. Maybe I'm gonna go turn the heat up. It really fucking got cold in Canada, at least where I am. And I'm not happy about it. But I'm not that mad, but I'm not that happy. Wait, I'm not happy, but I'm not. Fuck it. You know what I mean. I'm not like raging out. It's just not my favorite. You want to stick to traditional? Okay. Very good. Then you know what you want. Recurve bows put so much strain on your torso that we can tell which skeletons were archers. Damn. Did you know the Amazons cut off one tit so that they could pull the bow back better? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hold on. Where am I? Oh, hello. Oh, I'm not speaking. Hello.
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 I think Prem's gonna open it up in like a few minutes, probably.
Alright. Is it cool that I'm streaming?
Yeah, he doesn't have any issue with that at all.
Okay, cool.
The one thing that he does, it's not required, but it's preferred. But when you get in there, if you like can turn on your cam, that'd be cool. But it's not required.
I will do it.
From panel.
My camera's already on the other thing. Oh yeah, I'll just have to turn on virtual camera.
Okay, so I'll move you guys into the Daz and Sunny chat. So we wait
Cool.
from there.
Cool. Whoops. Hello again.
Hello. So how'd you like the close? Did you watch it at all or not?
Hold on a second, sorry. Oh, there I am. How did I like the what?
Close panel. Did you see any of it?
I honestly couldn't because I don't know anything, nor do I care anything about those topics. So
Alright,
Yeah,
fair
the
enough,
topics
I
this week were pretty lame, honestly.
yeah, I'm not trying to even knock them. I just felt completely alienated by them.
Did you have any specific topic you wanted to try to bully Prime into talking about when we get on there?
No. I'm pretty open to whatever. Like
Well, we just don't want to get like another dud topic for you, right? Like,
Oh, well, I mean, it's election time. We can, for Americans at least. We could talk about. Okay, so I heard last night. I watched the Destiny. Well, actually, I watched him live. So I watched him live, and Fnatic was streaming at the same time. And Fnatic was pissed off that Destiny was platforming certain type of black people that I think were insulting. I don't know entirely what his position was. I couldn't really gather it. And I turned it off pretty quickly. But at the end of the Destiny live, Gambit said, one thing is, I'm not going to vote, and he lives in Georgia. And he's like, I'm not going to vote in this election between Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock. And, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Because it's like, why wouldn't you vote in that one? That one, like, you would think you would really want to vote in that one if you were being reasonable at all. But maybe Raphael Warnock sucks or something. But as far as I know, he's decent. He's better than Herschel Walker. So I'm kind of wondering why he would say that, I guess.
I mean, it is a good time to talk about the importance of voting. I think a lot of people think that, the politicians I've elected in the past haven't done right by me. I mistrust them. They haven't held with my values, and I feel betrayed, so I'm just not going to vote at all. And there is some merit to that kind of way of thinking. However, right, you have to look at it from a least bad perspective. And it sucks that we do, but we have to. Like, if you care about, say, voting ID laws, right? You know that one party is going to be better at that than the other, right? If you care about trans rights, you know that one party is going to be less harmful on that than the other. So I guess it would depend on what the specific voter cares about, right? Like, if they just don't care about anything, then yeah, I can see them not wanting to vote. But
yeah, well, that's what makes me wonder, because I don't know a ton about him, but yeah, I just wonder where the backstory is there, because you would think if you were reasonable, you would just know that that's one of them, that it makes no sense to have Herschel Walker in there unless you're a diehard Republican. But if you're not a diehard Republican, or wait, let me phrase this better. Like, I don't know. I think either way, it just seems like one that you would vote in. Abstaining is.
I didn't see the stream, unfortunately. So
yeah, I don't know his like whole shit going on.
We could talk, like, so Fnatic's comment was probably interesting, like, not platforming the bad black people. I think that's an interesting take, right? Like, it smacks a little bit of, I don't know. It's
really weird, yeah.
Yeah. Like, what are the bad black people that we shouldn't platform, right?
And another aspect to that, like a side point on the Destiny thing about, I don't know if it was this woman that he platformed that people were really complaining about for some reason. Like, the way everybody was talking about this woman, Anna Alicia, she had a debate with ABBA. And it wasn't even a debate. It was like she was just kind of trying to understand some stuff. And ABBA was, like, sort of on the other side. And she clearly is not part of this sphere where everybody's too cool for school and everybody's like, oh yeah, like, I will put on my, like, very cool face and, like, never respond unless I have a perfect, like, answer that sounds amazing. She was, like, acting with human emotions, and she was making facial expressions that were, like, expressive, and the chat was just, like, roasting the shit out of her. And it's like, dude, why don't you just, like, allow someone to be vulnerable on camera in front of a giant audience? Like, instead of, like, saying that she's, like, horribly bad faith, like, they just come to so many assumptions and
we conclusions. Are rewarded socially for dunking on people like that, for clowning on people like that. We are we talk about incentive structures, right? There is an incentive structure on social media. There's an incentive structure on these kind of debate spheres where it's not to understand. It's to get the best dunks, to get the best, one-liners in, the most clippable content. And understanding another person's point of view doesn't make for clippable content, right? It doesn't make for a good, marketable kind of takeaway there. So I can understand why a chat or other content creators just wouldn't be looking for that. I think it's gross, and I think that it's prioritizing clout and all that stuff above everything else, and I wouldn't do that, but I can understand why they would.
Fair enough. I don't disagree. Wait, that's not what I meant to do. Hold on, I'm trying to put you guys up on my screen without also showing my video. And that was not the right option. Oh well.
Well, it's going to change as soon as the open comes up.
Yeah.
Prime will be added to this, and you'll just have to adjust it all over again, is what I'm saying,
Alright.
because there'll be more people coming. So
Let's do that.
But anyway, how are you tonight otherwise?
I'm good. I had an extremely busy day at my job, and then I got to come home, and it was pretty fine. I ate some leftover nachos, and then I did a little networking in Paint Baby's stream, Paint_baby. Everybody go follow. And then yeah, now I'm here. How about you?
I just argued on the internet for 5 hours.
Oh yeah, what points did you make? Did you make any interesting points?
I just tried to get through it. It wasn't really my topics.
Right.
I did it because, again, I think I told you this already, like, Prime Kai's coming, and he's going to put up with me for a few hours tomorrow, so he wanted me here, so I was like, you know what, I'll show up. So,
Sweet.
give him some views.
They need to ask politicians what their favorite anime is, am I right? That may be one method of figuring out who to
How are
vote
you,
for.
Doobie?
I'm good. Pretty good. No
Cool.
complaints.
Short and
Cool. Now-
sweet.
You know what? This is content, gang. We're just making, like, the internet sing. When people are tuning in, they'll be like, wow, this is such riveting conversation. Speaking of riveting conversation, hello, Tiberius.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello, sir. Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm just like looking through the propositions in California to make sure that like there actually isn't anything I'd care to vote about, and there isn't.
Oh, you're a non-voter, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna vote. I just don't care enough this year, to be honest.
But don't you think this is like a pretty special year where like it's under threat? Democracy is under threat?
So typically I'm much more like I'm an independent, you know, but I tend to lean more toward Republicans, to be honest with you.
Really?
But I vote for Democrats sometimes too. But
Are you not
I'm
concerned
also,
that democracy is under threat?
I don't like democracy.
Oh, you like what?
Uh,
Oligarchies? Oh wait, that's potentially still a democracy.
it's a whole thing. Okay.
It's a whole
But-
thing.
so-
What do you mean? You have to explain it.
But I'm also in California, right? So like my vote
Okay,
doesn't really
this
matter.
is
in,
why-
like, the state positions.
So as a Canadian person, I could be wrong about this, but I have a very good friend on Twitch, like a collaborator person, and he lives in Seattle. And the vibe that I'm kind of getting from him is he feels like he doesn't really need to care about politics because everything's already good in his state and nothing's going to go horribly bad. And it's like that is really scary. It's like, what about everybody else? Like, don't you? Am I off on the wrong point or what?
But it's okay. So in California, it's kind of true though, right? So like, if I wanted to vote out a Democrat, so right now, Gavin Newsom is running for re-election in California. There's no way he's going to lose. He's a Democrat governor, so if I wanted to get rid of him, I just can't. Right? He's going to be there until he gets replaced by another Democrat.
Is there anything that he's doing that's pretty bad?
Yeah, I don't like Gavin Newsom. He's very much in line with like mainstream woke bullshit. I think that I just really don't like.
So you hate minorities?
I basically, yeah. I dislike minorities in general, to be honest with you.
Cool.
But I actually don't. I don't believe that there are any minorities in the United States because, you know, if you're in the United States, you should be an American citizen, right? So you're not a minority. You're part of the
So
majority.
you hate
which is
minorities
the-
and illegal immigrants?
Yeah, I don't like illegals. Why would I like them?
It's
They'd be
always
very
fun.
nice.
Look, it's always fun to watch people meet and encounter Doobie for the first time, right? Just to
Oh,
kind
but
of
no, I don't think I'm saying anything
expose.
crazy. Why the fuck would I want illegals in the country? Fuck them.
Because they're contributing to your economy.
They could contribute better by being out of the country and not costing them money. Okay.
Out
And
of the
come in
country.
legally.
No, but they're
like
making your
like
country
everybody else
money.
does.
They're cheap. They're
Bullshit.
incredibly cheap labor.
So yes, if you want like an underclass of like slave workers, go for it. But I don't want that.
Well, they're better than slave workers. They're slightly getting paid.
Yeah, I don't want them getting paid here. I want those jobs to go to American.
Well, what if there are jobs that no American wants?
Then the people that have those jobs should pay more to attract Americans to those jobs.
So your problem is with the people, not the illegals. The people who are
both.
paying them.
It's both.
No, it can't be
think-
both. Because if you
I
think that they
I
should
think
be
people
paid
like
better,
you-
then that's a problem with the people who are paying.
I think people like you
like
allow corrupt business owners, corrupt corporations, to take advantage of an underclass of illegals and exploit them. Right? I don't like either side of that.
Remember when the Democrats were anti-immigration? Like, God, I miss those days.
You hate immigrants too?
No, I don't hate immigrants.
hold
I'm
on.
actually pro-immigration. Like, God
Do you really think that's what he's saying? Are you even like actually talking to him? Do you really think that's what he's saying, that he hates immigrants?
He hates brown people
Hello,
specifically.
new person.
Yeah, hi.
Wait, so in California, I guess the one thing that I would care about is the thing to guarantee abortion rights in the state constitution. I'd be in favor of that, right? But I don't think there's any chance that it's gonna fail. So I don't know if I should waste my time to like go out and vote for it.
Fair enough.
But who knows?
Instead, you would just
California-
waste your time on the internet talking about bullshit forever. That doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Over in the world.
So why are you here?
it's a much more. It's a much
I'm
more
making
useful-
friends.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I think she's cool.
Are we
would
friends
ask
yet?
But why are we? Why is everyone asking like why is she here? Like she.
This is
she
how.
wants-
This is far less bad than I get treated when I'm on Zerka's show. So, I enter Zerka's show and I'm immediately flamed to shit and told that I'm worthless. So, and all I have to do is turn on my camera for them to see that I'm a woman. That's
We
the only
just
thing.
disagree politically. Okay, it's fine.
What
Yeah,
are
so in
your
California,
beliefs,
the-
Brento?
What are my beliefs?
He's a
Yeah,
Nazi.
one of them. You're a Nazi?
No, a Nazi. Well, other than that, no. I don't know. I fuck a lot of them. I don't know. We'll just... that's a weird question. I don't know how to answer that question.
How is it a weird question? You came to a politics panel and you're
What the
not
fuck are
allowed.
we talking about? Sorry, I was listening for a
Are
little
you
while.
voting tomorrow, Brento?
I already voted. I vote by
explaining-
mail. I live in Washington.
Who did you
I was
vote
explaining
for?
why I'm not voting.
And why?
I pretty much voted mostly for the Republican candidates.
And why?
But I don't vote because I just kind of feel like Democrats are making excuses for bad results.
Wait, you said
And-
you don't vote, but that you voted.
No, I didn't say I don't vote. That was Doobie.
Yeah, that was Doobie.
Oh, I must have just heard that. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Although sometimes I think about not voting, but it feels irresponsible.
It is irresponsible.
Based.
You're right. You're correct. Anyone who is, we have our forefathers fought long and hard to give everyone here the right to vote, and you should not cast it away.
Which was a
even if you
fucking
don't
terrible
feel like
mistake.
to vote.
Wait,
Even
our
if you don't feel
forefathers
like
were
the vote
long and hard.
matters, right? Voting is how we get things done in America, right? That's how we make changes, right? If enough people vote that they don't want a representative in a space, you vote them out.
Cringe.
And this apathy that is not just unique to Doobie.
Actual
to be fair to
cringe.
him, it's not just unique to Doobie. It is across the political spectrum, left, right, and center, that we just don't vote. But you know what? If you don't vote, you don't matter in a very real sense. No one cares about you. You don't have a voice. You don't have a say. And you have chosen not to do this, right? And we need
I
to
don't
make
want to say
voting
that.
cool again. We need to make voting
It's not.
something that people enjoy and
Marty, what's
it's
a
something
direct
that people look
democracy?
forward to, and it's something people
No, it's cringe.
actively engage
I don't know
in.
what that is. I'm too
Now
much
tell
of
me
an
what it-
uneducated
no, hold on.
bitch.
I always liked politics growing up.
I think they
liked
reject
politics
any
growing up,
system of
and
voting.
Politics was nerd shit. I mean, it was.
Yeah, but are we not a bunch of
I'm
nerds
a
here?
nerd.
Is that not what we are?
I
Fuck
know,
yeah,
I
of
know.
course.
You guys are
But
nerds.
I mean, it's
I'm
this
not.
popular culture thing now. After it became whatever the fuck it is.
Politics-
After, it was on every late night show. Every late night show is just politics. You know.
So
It
did
used to be like
politics get
watching
lame?
monkeys shoot
Because-
basketballs.
Did politics get lame when it became mainstream? Is that what the argument is here?
That's what happened. We're
That's when it
political
became
hipster.
a fucking shit show.
Okay. Like I might
Yeah.
actually, I might actually.
Wait,
be able to-
Prime. Wick is trying to shame me for not
What
voting. in
is that?
California.
I'm sorry. What is that?
Well, Wick's doing
Wait,
God
what?
work.
Oh, okay, I
Well,
thought it was like a
why-
deep
why
fried
should I
banana
vote,
or
though?
something.
I don't-
Fake
Oh my god,
snake.
is that a no? That's a fake snake. Okay.
Yeah, it's fake.
Yes,
There's nothing
it is.
interesting on the
Yes,
ballot.
it is.
Okay,
The
my
only
shatter wants
interesting
to
thing on the
know.
ballot-
Do you believe in direct democracy, or you just don't like representative democracy? And if you don't know what direct democracy is, it's when people just directly vote on issues.
That person on your stream is a dumb bitch, okay?
They're pretty cool, actually.
So tell them to come on here, and I'll tell them they're a dumb bitch right here.
Okay,
I see you're being very. I see you're being very friendly today, Doobie.
I'm a nice
Let's get
person.
some cameras on, Doobie and Tiberius.
Let me-
All
just-
right.
I'm gonna
I'll
go
go put on pants. Give me a second here.
Or not.
Yeah, why do you need
Uh,
pants? What do you think? I show up to streams in pants,
Yeah,
right?
right,
Like,
so-
never.
Hey, look.
a mixed
I
system is
can't
what the
mask on
Swiss
that
do,
well. All
that's
right.
cool.
I'll be right back though.
You're dumb as
Okay.
hell,
Um,
Birdie.
So.
This
yeah,
guy never
thank
shows
you,
his face
for
either.
being
He's
here,
always a
Angel.
fraud.
Have you been here before? I feel like you have.
I have not been here. I DM'd you once and you never replied, and so I never showed up. I just got scared and ran away.
Typical.
Okay, that sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're here any which way. It's really nice
Thanks.
to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to
Angel,
be here.
um,
I'm really glad to be here. Yeah. Thanks for
Okay,
having
great.
me.
Yeah, and we're always looking for new voices. And thank you also. I nearly forgot. You know, I was so excited to have a girl here. I nearly forgot about Brento and Wick and Ty, and Doobie. Thank you all for stopping by. You guys are great. So our friend Doobie was posing a question to me. Well, or maybe it was more of a complaint. Might have been just been complaining in my general direction. During the last panel at the very end.
Yo, what's up, Bubbles?
He asked me. It was about the Jewish thing.
You denying my identity?
The Jewish thing or the yay thing or all of
No,
it?
no.
Well, see, I identify as an Ashkenazi Jew. Prime says I'm not for some fucking reason.
But what is your heritage?
I'm Jewish.
He's not.
Ashkenazi Jew?
He's not.
Yeah, I did a 23andMe.
Wait, isn't this listen? I remember you one time turned on your camera and you were black and then you were like white and then you were like Asian. You're just a fucking fuck.
He's a frog.
I'm transracial sometimes.
No, that's not allowed. Transracial is
Yeah,
not
it is
allowed.
allowed.
Rachel Dolezal
Why?
ended. She started and ended that.
Hold on.
That's
Do you
not
believe?
true.
Do you believe that
You
like
just-
transgender shit is real?
Obviously.
Then why isn't transracial shit?
Because it's not politically palatable yet.
No.
One day everyone will be
Oh,
forced
you
to
guys
agree.
actually okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, if I knew that we were going to talk about this, I probably would have done a little more research because I'm not really prepared to like delve into all the complexities.
Well, I hope you don't hold
Preparing
strong
for
opinions then.
nerds.
I do hold
Preparing
strong
for
opinions.
nerds.
I just probably need to take more time than would be like quippy and entertaining to think about it. But let's go with instinct. Okay, so gender is something that's like internal and not necessarily visible, depending on how strongly you want to like appear as a womanly or feminine thing or etc. However, if you're born a certain way with certain features and certain color pigment in your skin, that's not something that is like internal or invisible, right?
Well, whether you have a dick or a vagina is not either.
Is not what? Internal or
Internal.
invisible?
It's external and visible. You just wear clothes over it.
Yeah, but that's sex. That's two different sexes, right?
They're not really that different.
They're not really that different?
Yeah,
Can you
race
tell me?
is a social construct in the same way that gender is a social construct.
Disagreed.
What's different?
No one understands what the fuck you're talking about. Everyone
This is
acts like
gonna
they
be
know what the
fun.
fuck they're talking about.
Why
Makes
don't
no
you
sense.
explain it for us then?
Okay. Sex is male or female. Men are adult males. Women are adult females. That's what the meaning of the words are.
Yeah, that
People
I agree
have
with.
put man and woman into a category called gender that they've expanded to include even people's personal feelings about themselves, which makes no sense.
I don't think man and woman
that's going on.
are gender.
Man and woman are gender.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what we're talking about.
That's
here.
why someone can identify as a woman and compete against females, even if they're
Yeah.
male.
So the
Man.
language does get very gray and
It's
very blurry.
intentionally gray.
It's
to make
not
it
intentionally
completely
gray.
Impossible to make any sense.
No, I don't
Can
think
I
it's
ask-
intentionally gray.
Can I ask you, Brento? Do you think that it's a total binary, or do you not believe that there's some spectrum when it comes to gender specifically?
What
So
about
what I
race?
mean by
Wait,
that-
what do you think
so
about
I
race?
think gender
What I
is
mean by
like
that.
diet, and it's like you can eat a large variety of foods, but unless they're foods, your diet is not like doesn't have any meaning. doesn't make any sense. Like,
I just asked a very simple
you can't
question.
eat
Like,
crayons.
is there any sort of spectrum when it comes to gender, even if it's just a small one and with not many things? Like, do
Well,
you believe that
gender
there's
is
any
gender
kind of
is a
spectrum?
very gender is literally something that's like it's like I'm saying diet. It's like what's the spectrum on diet? Anything you can ever possibly eat. And so what is gender? Gender is anything that you could possibly contribute to male or female. But male and
Contribute to? What does
female
that
are
mean?
biological sex.
No, what does that what contribute to? I don't understand what you meant with that.
What I mean contribute to, I mean interpret as.
So would you say that there could be more feminine men and less feminine, or like men who are more feminine and less feminine? Is that something you would?
100%.
So and
Entirely.
same with women, right? Like you could
Yes.
consider that there are women who are more masculine and less masculine.
Absolutely, of course.
Right?
Each sex can like have attributes or characteristics of the other. It's, you know, except for certain attributes and characteristics which are like very biologically defined. But that, you know, those are more like attributes of humanity, and we express them differently or at different levels. Like,
Wait, hold on. I feel like we got like the gender thing is like boring. Okay, we've done that 1,000 times.
well,
But what
it's
I'm actually
still the
curious
fucking
about,
issue.
I understand, but what I'm curious about is Prime. Like, why doesn't the same argument apply to race?
So, I have argued for transracialism in the past, right?
Except when I'm transracial and I want to be Jewish or black, and then it doesn't work.
Okay, I've argued for a pro Rachel Dolezal stance, and you aren't a Rachel Dolezal.
What does that
I-
mean?
Oh, because she
Who
lived her
says
life. She lived her life like kind of attempting to be black.
I don't know,
Indeed.
but black isn't what I'm trying to be. It's what I am.
Okay, hold on though. So this is just to get away from Dewey for a sec. So Rachel Dolezal wasn't just
Y'all-
living as a, you know, something that she thought was black. She was also actively committing hate crimes against herself, pretending that it was white Nazis or whatever. To
Wait,
be
did
like-
she do that really?
She
Which,
threw
which
like
made her more
she
black,
put,
actually.
She no. She put nooses, or at least one noose. I shouldn't pluralize it, but there was at least one noose that she put onto her property, claiming that it was Nazis that were like being like die N-word or something.
Is that what she got famous
don't-
for? Is that how
She
that
was
whole thing
doing a
came out?
bunch of weird shit, saying I keep getting hate crimed, and she was
I
working
don't-
for that. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't
remember anything about that, but
yeah, it's
yeah.
possible. I just don't remember.
And then when you look at what she actually looked like when she was a kid, she is extremely pale, blonde, and Swedish.
So Doobie, if I may
fucking
ask,
Swedes, man.
Doobie, may I ask, if your claim here, and correct me if I'm wrong, your claim here is all I have to do
Iris,
is
what's
identify
up?
as a race, and society should treat me as that race. Is that your claim?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm
when it comes
finally
to college
on the
admissions,
panel I've been
yeah,
trying to get
guess
on.
what? They already do. I think like what 47% or I forget the exact. I shouldn't use numbers here, but a sizable minority
I am going
of
to
college applicants admit to
exit the
lying
game because I
about their race
don't think I
to
can
get
do
into
it.
different colleges and things like that. So
Or at
they're
least I'm
already
gonna turn off the
receiving these
birds.
benefits, right? This is already happening. It's already accepted
There, no
by
more
that
birds.
definition right there, right? Like
doesn't
people
make
are
any
already
sense.
allowed. What do you mean it doesn't make any
Well,
sense? All they're
because
doing is
they're-
identifying themselves.
But if
as
they're
certain
lying on the
race, and they're being
application,
treated
but if
like
they're
that.
lying on the application, they're not actually identifying as black, right? So if I were to sign the same application as a black man, I wouldn't be lying. I'd be telling the truth. And what I'd be asking you to do is accept that it's the truth.
So that goes into the topic: what makes someone black, right? What is your view on what makes someone black?
Self ID, like I identify as a
That's
black
it,
person. I
right?
identify
so I
with a
could
black
say
culture.
I'm a black man right now, and
What would be the difference between
Yeah.
that and what we were discussing as far as transgenderism?
What would be the difference? I think.
Yes.
Well, I already
Well,
stated
you
what the
tell me
difference
then.
was.
Wait,
But
you
they're
tell me
both,
then.
they're both
Sure.
social constructs.
But
Wait,
No, they're
it-
not.
like,
It's
what-
a phenotype. Yes, you can have
Phenotype
you can
is sexual. That's
Yeah,
biological.
Gender
you
is
can
fluid
also
in a
you
way
can
that race
also
is not
have
gender. That's
the dick
sociological.
versus vagina thing, but then it doesn't actually
That's
talk about what
biology.
goes on. Yes, I'm aware. It doesn't explain intersex people. It doesn't explain people that change their
Intersex
sex.
people are suffering. Well, you can call it suffering, but they're expressing between the two sexes. But I mean, what do you mean it doesn't explain them?
Okay. and it also doesn't explain people that change their sex organs. So,
Change their sex organs? What do you mean?
I mean, have sexual reassignment surgery.
What do you mean it doesn't explain it?
I mean that it doesn't account for it.
How does it
Can I
not
just-
account
Can we
for
just
it?
get back to Wick telling me what I would need to do to be a black person in his eyes?
Gender is fluid in a way that race is not. Do you
What do
disagree?
you mean?
So
It's
what I
on a
mean by that,
spectrum.
right?
It's a personal experience. It's not something that you're just like, oh wow, my skin is like way different colored than yours.
Oh, no, but gender's the same way though. So cis women, when they're born, have a ton of experiences that a trans woman is just never going to have.
Let Wick
That's
get
very
his point
true.
out. Wick has been trying
Yeah.
to get his point out for a while, so Wick, please.
So again, right? Like I think gender is
Hee-haw.
fluid in a way that race simply is not, right? We can present as different genders and society will treat us differently, whereas the same does not hold true currently when it comes to race. Now you can argue, right? You can argue that's a bad thing, right? That we need to deconstruct race, and I might even agree with you on that, that we need to start treating races more equally based, right? But when it comes to transracialism, I think that there is different issues than transgenderism, and to equate the two just I just don't think it's equitable.
I don't even think it's. I don't even think we need to equate.
I was gonna say, Wick, do you not think that when you say society will just treat us differently, do you not recognize that a certain part of that is a social convention? Like that people are doing this, they're doing this out of a sense of being accepting and nice and tolerant, but they're not actually being like, oh my god, my mistake. Like they're like, oh, okay.
Not all social conventions are equal, and just because these two things are both social constructs does not make
they're
that
not
the fact that we can
inherently
see
social
them in the same
constructs. Like this idea that people, I feel like people just call something a social construct to try to explain away the fact that it actually fucking means something. Like you're like, oh, it's just a social construct, and it's like it's based on biology. It's based on male and female. Man and woman mean male and female. If you pretend they don't, you just sound like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Let me ask you, Brento, how would you treat a woman differently from a man?
I would assume that I needed to be kinder to her.
Okay, see, I think that's misogynistic
That's
bullshit.
very weird.
True, actually.
No, it's
No,
not.
that's
It's just the
actually true.
fucking truth. It's the truth. Women need you to be a lot kinder to them. It's very easy to make women cry.
It's
You
very
can
easy
talk
to make
to a
me
man.
cry. It's very
You can
easy.
talk to a man and be like, hey, motherfucker, like, hey, look, just chill out.
Oh, wait,
Or it's
like,
cool.
you're like on the-
Hey,
you're like
son
on
of
the
a bitch,
woman's
like, hey,
spectrum.
fuck you. You can just talk to them like, I've made more women cry in my life accidentally, not intentionally, but just than ever a man.
But do you not think that's maybe a you problem?
No, it's how guys talk to each other. If I talk to a woman the way I talk to a man, women will sometimes say like, "What are you talking to me like that?" I'm like, "I was just talking to you." Like, and it's just
We should
this is
not
how
be
it is.
treating men and women differently. We just should not. We should erase this gap. I know it's there. I know it's a thing, but we should not treat men and women differently.
Well, okay,
in
this is the thing.
society.
If you made guys cry the same way that you make the women cry by saying the same thing and acting the same way, you probably wouldn't care, right? But you care that the women get upset, so that's why you're changing your behavior.
I would care. No, I would care. I mean, I just would be like, oh. I
So
guess
how do
I
you
shouldn't
know that
talk
they're
to
not all
dude
just
like that.
repressing their emotions because of toxic masculinity, making them feel like they can't cry, and then they're going home and fucking beating a hole into their wall or something?
That's
I think
possible.
masculinity is not toxic. Okay, you calling it toxic is
I don't think
that's
masculinity
true,
is
too.
inherently toxic. I'm talking about the type of masculinity that is.
Not so arid.
Speaking of misandry,
raid. Not so arid. Thank you for the kind raid. I hope you had a fantastic show. Hello everyone. My name is Prime. I've run this thing where we're doing an open panel right now. Where awesome members like you, yes, you sitting at home, may participate. Right now we're wondering if
You guys, my toes are
transracialism
so fucking
is a real
frozen.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what we're
sure.
wondering is why
Conclusion works
Prime won't
backwards
tell
from
me
it.
what I need to do for him to consider me Jewish or black.
My toes are
What
so
what is
cold.
it about me that is not Jewish or black?
And
need
we
to,
I
like,
identify this way.
It's not even
say
that
that in a
cold.
second,
Our
guys.
heat just
If
isn't warm
you're,
enough.
Coming to this end, this sounds interesting. Consider hitting that follow button. Hit that follow button right now. Make sure notifications are on so you know I'm going to live. I do it all the time. Don't want you to
Oh
miss
yeah,
out
you
on any of
guys
the content.
don't forget to
Also,
check
extra
out
for
the
social
channel
chat
and
for our
follow.
social media.
And
We
tell the
got
chat how
your
cool I
Twitter
am.
where we tweet, Discord,
Tell
because
the
Discord's
chat.
great.
Just
and
say
where we have
W
this
Angel
conversation right
in
now
the
is going to be a
chat.
part of it.
I know I
Discord,
need thicker
TikTok,
socks. Oh, 14
and
degrees.
YouTube, right?
It's like fucking
comment, and
-2
subscribe.
today.
Oh, and there's Erudite right now.
I wore my Winnipeg
Hey, this will
jacket.
be fun. So thanks
The
all for
coldest place
stopping,
in Canada.
for coming through. So I'll try to answer Wick's question. Okay. Oh, not Wick's question. Excuse me. Doobie's question. All right. So Doobie, what do you have to do to be black? Okay. So as a person who isn't black
Or Jewish.
Or Jewish, all right, I think you would actually have to live that life. Oh, to become Jewish, I think that's actually a lot easier, right? You could just join the faith.
No, that's like Nazi shit.
No, I don't think that's true.
There are plenty of Jews that are like just ethnically Jewish, and not act like religiously
okay.
Jewish.
So you want to be ethnically Jewish, okay? I won't speak for our Jewish brothers and sisters. I'll leave that up to them, right? So you can ask them what they need from you. But to be black, you would actually have to live some sort of black experience. Hey, counterpoints. Thank you for
I
the
did live a
raid.
black experience.
You didn't live a black experience. You're
As a black man, my life is a black experience, right? If what you're saying is I need to listen to more rap music and commit a crime or something, you're just being a fucking racist.
Gender is fluid in a way that race is simply
You
not.
keep saying
can
this, but
change your
explain
gender
why that's
expression.
true.
I'm trying to explain it, right?
Oh my God.
But the thing is, they already understand it. They just don't want to accept it. That's the problem.
No, I understand what you're saying.
You can
but I'm saying
train.
you're wrong.
You
and
can
I'd
change
like
your
you to explain why
gender
you're not.
expression, right, in a multitude of ways, right? That you just simply can. It's not
You've
socially
repeated this like
acceptable as
50
race,
times.
right?
Elfin, not so erudite. You want to say something?
I'm still trying to figure out what you guys are talking about. Transracialism.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a shit show.
transgenderism versus transracialism.
Yeah,
It doesn't
we don't even need to
need to
bring.
be.
We don't even need to bring. Oh God!
Can
Wait
you
1 second.
just
Please, Brento.
decide what you are? Yeah.
We don't even need to bring trans.
Yeah,
like,
Doobie
gender
is a
people
massive
into this,
troll.
right?
He has
Leave
a
them
giant
alone, right?
politics
I'm asking
server,
you,
which
Prime.
has like
What about me is not
apparently
a
a large
black man?
amount of.
If I tell you,
Nazi-esque
hey, I
people on
identify as a
there,
black man, I
just
feel like a
because he
black
believes
man.
in like ultra free
What about
speech.
me is not black enough for you?
I don't know.
Is it just my skin color?
It's what it is.
I don't think it. I don't think it's just your skin color. I think this is an extremely complicated question. I think part of it is the experience and how the world treats you. Right? They don't treat you as a black man. They treat you as a brown American. Okay? Right? And an indescript brown American who has no country of origin. Apparently, but
The country of origin is America. I was born in the United States.
Wait, how do you know that he is brown?
Oh,
They know each other.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
huh. Information.
Yeah. So in any case, the world doesn't treat you that way. So I think that's certainly part of it, right? Like the very point of these racial categories is
He's
to treat
overcommitted to
people
his
differently,
transracial bit.
right? Like
to the
that's
point
just
I'm
what,
not sure he remembers.
like,
He's just
the reason why we
Yeah,
invented
he's
these
just
things,
trying to
right?
be the
We
ultimate
group these
demon.
people, in that way. So part of the black experience is having other people encounter us and treat us that way. So yeah.
Wait, but Prime, right now you're the one that's not treating me this way. You're the one that's saying, "Hey, you're not black. I'm not going to treat you like a black man for some undefined
You're
reason."
not black.
Right. So because other people don't identify as you as black, even though you say you're black, I want to treat you as something else. Like that's kind of. Are you saying that I need to be like bullied or someone needs to call me the N-word for me to be
No, you
black?
just
Like what?
Yeah,
need
to
to
some
move-
extent, you need to have some sort of like lived experience.
You have to earn
right?
it.
So like to some extent, right? And so like this is why you get into really rough territory. What do you do with a black person who's been extremely successful, has been extremely rich most of their life, didn't grow up in black culture, but they're still black, so they have
Carlton
certain
from the
elements of
Fresh Prince
black
of
It's
culture.
such a weird question. I know you don't
No,
mean
it's
it, but
not.
like, what do you do with a person
No.
is a strange question.
Well, how
It's
does
not
our
a weird
society respond to them? That's the real question.
Why should it respond to them
somebody-
separately?
Well,
Well,
because
somebody
when
like
somebody
Brian-
has
Way.
No,
Well,
it's
when
she
somebody is-
obviously
when
isn't
Let Erudite-
implying
well,
them
let-
to
let
be
Erudite
responded
get it
to
out.
when
differently.
somebody's been like raised in like what we associate black culture with, typically with like poverty, some elements of black culture that are like often systemic oppressions and struggles and difficulties, we like kind of lump all these things into their blackness as well, right? I don't think that's necessarily good or bad, but then there are some certain prescriptions about how we react to these types of individuals, particularly if you're on the left. The issue is, what do you do for individuals that have some of the issues and struggles that Black people have? For example,
lizard
being
is
treated unfairly by the
unsettling.
cops
I
because of
agree.
how you look, but they don't have other systemic issues like living in impoverished
My
nations or having
toes
like
are so fucking
cops
cold.
patrolling like your
Thank
neighborhood
you.
because like you're in the poor Black neighborhood. Like, how do we respond to these people?
Yeah,
as
this is
individuals?
gross
We don't
stuff.
know.
Also,
I don't even understand
intergenerational
the question.
trauma.
Gross.
The question of how
Wait.
do we respond to it doesn't make any sense. I don't
Wait, but no-
understand.
Wait, can I? 'Cause
We
wait,
don't.
hold on, but
We
it
don't
does- it
need
seems like
all of this.
What do you mean? What do you mean respond to it? It just doesn't make any sense. It just is what it is. Just good. They've
You
succeeded.
cannot
I don't even understand what the
self-identify.
fucking question means.
Brento, you cannot self-identify into or out of generational trauma, and one of the big things that Erudite's getting at
It
is
sounds like you're telling them that they're doomed to it.
no, there are
Yeah,
absolutely
what
things
you're
you can
basically
do
saying
to
is that
improve
being
the
black
situation.
equals being like oppressed, right?
Yes,
And the
that
ones
is
who are not
exactly what
oppressed
you're
are not- they're
saying.
not-
I don't
they're-
get it.
Well,
they're
that
less
is
they're
largely
less
the
black when they're
experience
not
in
oppressed.
America, is it not?
Wait, no,
No, that's
it's
bullshit.
not.
You should
it's
be able
not
to
all
say
of this.
not me if I don't want to accept it.
In Africa,
but-
people don't live the same type of experience as they do in America. It's a hugely different. Like there's a
No,
there's
yeah,
a
because-
comedian
what the fuck
Gina.
are you
There's
talking-
shut up. There's a comedian Gina Yashere, and she said she never even like knew she was black or that black meant anything until she went to the States. So it's a totally
Like
different way of
you
like
are. Fucking Christ.
what?
Well, it
Well,
seems
it-
like
it
y'all
just-
are
just
making
makes
this
these
way
things
more complicated than it
It
needs
is
to be.
complicated.
But it's not
complicated.
this complicated. If I
It
look
is
at
this
Prime,
complicated.
no, if I look at
Okay,
Prime,
can my
I don't
husband
need
say
to
the
know.
N-word?
I don't
Can my
need to
husband
know
say the
Prime's general. I don't need to know Prime's history.
I'd
I
encourage
don't
him
need
to.
to know his lived experience. I don't need to ask him 50 questions. I look at him and I say he's black, and I grant him
Sure.
that because I look at him.
What
So,
do you do
all
with
this,
that are
so
mixed?
all this other stuff that y'all are adding on, it doesn't matter because when I look at Prime, I say that he's black.
So
just
how
like if I
relate
look
that
at
to
it- so-
transracialism
hold on.
then, or transgenderism?
So just like if I looked at a man or a woman, I said they were a woman, then I would treat them as such. Now, if they want to identify a different way, even if they don't look that way, I have to respect their wishes and say, well,
Wait.
even though to me you look like a woman, if you identify
Cheeto.
as a man, I have to treat you that
What
way.
if I just
So
went
we
and
can
got
do
like a
this-
really good tan? I got a really dark
No, I'm
tan. You can
agreeing.
start
I'm
doing,
agreeing with you, Doobie. I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying is the same way if I look at Prime and say he's black, if he said, I identify as white, it would be the same way if I looked at a woman and say, oh, you look like a woman to me, but she says, no, I identify as a man. I'm supposed to respect that. So I don't see why I would have to
if I
respect
told you
it.
I'm
It's just
black,
like saying,
would you-
okay,
that be okay with you?
all right, like that.
How would you feel about that? How would you guys feel if I was like, I'm black? I know I'm really white passing, but like I have dark
Oh,
hair.
I
and it's
feel about
curly.
it the same. I feel about it the same way I feel about it as
You shouldn't.
as a
You
woman
shouldn't
saying.
respect me. You should tell me I'm a moron. Like
Why?
Because,
Okay,
because
so
we allow
so for a trans person comes on the panel,
Yeah,
who
Erudite, what if you
presents-
said- what if
who
you
looks
said
like
you're
a
a
woman
man?
to me, and they say they're to use he him pronouns? Should I call them an idiot too?
A what?
So just to be
Would
clear,
you call
are we
someone an
having a
idiot if they said,
transgender
give me
conversation?
him pronoun? Yes, we are. We're having a
So-
self-ID conversation.
Yeah,
What can
yeah,
you
we're
say
having-
you
that's
are?
what it is. A self ID conversation.
So-
You can respond. So 1 second. Erudite, you can respond. I do want to let some other people in to make sure they're a part of this. Stabby came through. Coconut's been jumping in, and we have a new person. Lost to okay, yeah. Erudite, if you have a response.
Sure, I'm for gatekeeping lots of labels and categories. It's how we make categories. And so like the reality is
too.
like, yeah, to some extent we do probably need to gatekeep certain elements of transgenderism. However, that's an entirely different conversation. We can
My
have
toes have gotten
No,
to the
it
point
is
when
entirely
It's
different.
not.
the edges of the
Stop
toes are
and
just
listen.
This
absolutely white
conversation.
and no
Listen
more
to me.
Let her
edges
finish,
in them.
please.
And the
Chill
only
and
way that
listen.
I can fix
The
it
reason
is
why
by
it's a
putting
different
them in hot
conversation is it's
water.
an entirely different group that has different intersectional needs, problems, and issues to think about when you're talking about gatekeeping the community. So if we're going to talk about gatekeeping race, we could do that too. But I can't say the prescriptions that I would maybe make for gatekeeping a racial group would be the same prescriptions that I would give to transgenderism, because these two groups are not like these homogenous things. While they're like, yes, there's self-ID
wrap
is
my
in
toe-
common,
my
it doesn't mean
fingers
that we
around them.
gatekeep them the same way. Just like we gatekeep mental illnesses in a different way than I would recommend that we gatekeep racial groups.
Well, it seems like race is more on the spectrum than what we would call these gender categories. It's like if you had a black parent, a black father, and a white mom, and you came out, you would be literally in the middle. So to say that, well, if I choose to identify as black, even though I present more as white, or vice versa, it's the same argument that people are saying, hey, I was, I had a father and a mother, but to say that there's this spectrum for gender that you can identify in, it seems like that implies more to race, because people actually are a half, a quarter. They actually are on the spectrum, so they should be able to identify with whichever one they want to, regardless
So
of how
the
they
existence
present.
of a continua doesn't mean that categories don't exist within the continua, right? If we look, for example, at a very basic continua, the light spectrum, there is a whole bunch of wavelengths that exist, and there's nothing that makes one of them objectively one category or another. To some extent,
Yes, there
along.
is.
No, stop and listen. At some
The
point,
vibration.
okay, you're so stupid, Brento. Holy shit. Okay,
That's it.
at some point along the spectrum of wavelength, we draw a line and say this is red and over here is orange. Now the color, the spectrums that are really close to that line are really hard for humans to decide. Like, is it red? Is it orange? And that's
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to
over.
say
But
is something you can measure.
categories still have to some extent exist. So a continuum can exist and categories can be established along it because it's how we communicate. This is why, for example, we would call certain people black, typically by how they look, but there's an element of culture that we also include in that. And we also have a category called mixed race. And we also have like a Blasian category. And these categories are getting like parsed out a little bit more and more as society goes, but it doesn't make them meaningless just because these categories are to some extent arbitrary along the continuum.
No, but so I'm not saying they're meaningless. I think they do have meaning. So what I'm saying is, if I have that black father and white mother, and on that spectrum I fall on the line of black, in that category, why can't I identify as white?
You should be able to.
Because our society seems to say you don't and you
because basically
But
white.
that's not the answer.
Really quickly.
Okay.
That's not a very good answer.
It's because what we're talking about is there's 14 different haplogroups that we have before all of this. We have tried to organize into 5 races, and at one point, anthropologists tried to organize it into 7 races. And it's actually 14 different haplogroups, and nobody on our planet right now has less than 5.
Can I just interrupt you real quick? What is that word you're saying? Hablo?
Haplo groups.
Okay.
HAPLO groups.
Thank you.
So this is part of the phylogenetic tree and where we're coming from. So this is how we trace back, not to the races that we're from, but from the regions that we're from, and how we can find out where our ancestors came from. And we found that with the haplogroups and the haplotypes. So when it comes to race, no one is actually a pure race at all. And what we're actually dealing with is the cultural designation for what that race was, especially during a time of oppression. And historically, we have dealt with 5 race categories that were enforced, or 7 race categories that were enforced. And the arguments surrounding this are from those racist historical roots that we're still uprooting, we're still dealing with, and we're still coming to terms with. As far as identification within a culture goes, my dad is half Korean. My grandmother on his side is completely Korean, and I very, 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 very firmly identify with the Korean culture I was taught. I was taught how to cook almost everything I learned to cook from scratch except bread is Korean food. My harmony taught me, and that's what we eat. That's how I engage with a lot of things because of the culture that was involved there. But I have very red, Celtic red hair. I have Korean eyes, red hair, a Korean face, but
she will have
very round, very fat. I have tiny bones, but I'm very Celtic in build, and I have that really, really, really red hair. So you're not going to notice that I'm Korean unless I point it out. Like, people have thought I was, what have they called me? They've called me, what is that? It's not Russian. It's
Nazi.
Oh, Cossack. They've asked me if I'm a Cossack before, because I don't look Asian until I say it, and then they're like, oh, okay. That's what I'm identifying with, is that Korean culture, because that's what I was taught. That's what I was involved in as a child when my harmony was teaching me that culture. So, like, that's where the separation is. My haplogroups probably have way more than I even know about. Plus, if you add the fact that my mom is from, Irish ancestry, there's probably a shit ton of what we call, we playfully call that muzz. But there's probably a ton of other haplogroups from my mom's side of the family.
I'm not equipped to talk about the science behind this, so I'm going to bounce. I love you all. Bye-bye.
No!
Nice knowing you.
Come back!
Goodbye, Wick.
I mean, you're literally telling me the experience of someone who grew up trans, who
no.
grew up in the
Wait,
male
what?
body, and people would not want to identify them as a girl or as a woman because they had all these parts, like you said, your red hair, your build, all these other things. So because of the way they looked, they did not want to grant them the identification that they wanted. Like that's literally the story you just gave.
Hold on. I'm not asking anybody to identify me as Korean, okay? I'm trying to tell you how I am capable of actually holding this haplogroup, this actual biological marker that I have, while also simultaneously engaging in a culture that other people would not understand why I'm engaging in it. And when it comes to trans people, we also have these markers. These markers are visible. These markers are visible in mental health issues. They're visible in hormonal profiles. Those are also visible. So we have the one thing that we can see and that we can
Maybe you
actually
should
do
go on
something
these
about,
debates,
as well
Barbie.
as this lived and cultural experience that we can have a little bit of understanding for. Like people, if I'm sure that there are people, if I were to go wear some kind of a Korean dress, if I were to go and, engage in certain versions of Korean culture in, like Koreatown in LA, I'm sure there are people who would, be kind of offended, and it would take some explanations. But that isn't me involving myself in a completely different culture. That is literally me having grown up in said culture. So I understand why it's offensive, and I think people should be allowed to be offended. If I want to say suddenly that, I'm a black woman for whatever reason, I don't know, that's kind of shitty.
Wait, hold on. But if you'd grown up in that culture, right? If we're gonna use culture as like some kind of like tie-in or substitute for race, which I think is really fucked up in the first place. But let's say you did grow up in this culture, right? So you grew up really identifying with a black experience, the black,
Thank you for the
music,
biddies.
traditions, etc. Right? And now you're like you're 20 years old. You leave the
I
inner
will
city,
do
you go out into the world,
sit-ups
and you
for
just
you
feel
as
like a
soon as
black woman,
I
right?
am
If
done the
you
debate.
identified yourself this way
What is
and
the
you
actual
spoke
debate?
with their
Right now, we're
vernacular,
talking about
right, somebody was offended
transgenderism versus
because you spoke,
transracialism.
because you communicated and did all the things that were like traditionally black because this is just how you were raised, just the culture that you were raised in. Is that your issue
Yeah,
or is
he's
it
major
their
bad
issue?
faith.
Because it seems like what you're saying is, hey, yeah, people might be offended at you for being who you are because they have some socially constructed idea of what a black person is, and you don't fit into it. So they're gonna get mad at you, and you just need to be okay with that. No, I would say fuck them.
No, I think they can be offended. I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
they can be offended, and you can tell them to fuck off, right? And say, hey, I am black. I do identify this way. This is where the fuck I grew up. Like so, Erudite used the Carlton example earlier, right? And there's the Prime might have recognized the quote that I used earlier. It's a really good episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? Where this comes up, this issue
chess
comes
pigeon.
up.
I don't
Where
know
Carlton
that one.
in the show, I don't know if I'm sure most of you guys know what The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is. It's like a very wealthy black guy, right? Grew up in a wealthy family, in Beverly Hills, or I think it's in Bel-Air. I don't know if that's like a city.
You need to do the theme song for us to understand completely.
I'm not gonna fucking do it. But they go to college with Will, right? Who grew up like in the inner city, very like stereotypical black experience.
Born
right?
and raised.
Yeah. And when they get there, they're joining a sorority, or like a fraternity or whatever the fuck they're called.
Debating
And
creation is
because
topic of
this is
evolution,
like
is
a
rather
very
trying to
like
chess with the pigeon. It knocks the pieces over, cracks on the board,
African
and
leaning
flies
sorority,
back
or
to
they're
the
very much
flock creature.
like borderline black supremacist kind
yeah,
of thing.
True.
Right? Like very into the African identity or the black
Easy
identity.
clip?
They
Hello,
consider
welcome.
Carlton just not black enough, even though he has like dark skin, but because he doesn't speak the way they do, he doesn't dress the way they do, he doesn't have their experiences, they don't consider him black. They think he's a sellout, right? And he has this really great line which says that, being black is what I am. It's not what I'm trying to be, right? He just is black, right? He's not trying to be black. He's not, his growing up in a wealthy culture, wealthy society doesn't make him less black. That's just what he fucking is, right? So saying that not being oppressed makes you less black in some ways, you have less of the black experience, I think it's kind of fucked, right? Like
So
I
you're
think
basically saying you don't want
tying the
anybody
black
to
experience-
depart from their phenotype.
Oh, God. No, I think tying the black experience to, or any experience to oppression is fucked. I think that's a really weird way to think about it.
Well, it's complicated, right? Because when you're tying it to oppression, I think oppression is going to be like a heuristic word to mean more complex stuff. And to be fair, I
Mm,
think people outside of the group and inside of the group turn oppression into like this single, monolithic, unnuanced thing. When it's like the reality is like, I'm going to use indigenous people in Canada as a different
can,
example,
can I
right?
can I ask you a question right before you do Erudite? Can I
Sure.
please ask you a question?
Sure, go ahead.
I understand I interrupt you many times, but
Oh, that's okay.
do you really do we have to break oppression down into something, and are we going to have to break that down into something too? Is that what's going to happen? Are we just going to go into the meanings of words over and over and break each one down?
I'm not being
Because
I'm
we
not being
talk about these things so much as if we understand what they mean, and we have discussions on them. We understand what oppression
I mean,
is,
he would
right?
probably find
We
out what
do,
we would do
but I
if he
think
would
we
just let her
forget.
speak.
I think the problem is that we forget. And so we like bludgeon the word oppression to the point where it's like lost all resolution, where like we say the word oppression and we don't even know what we mean by it anymore. And so
I
like
don't
I'm
think
not
so.
I'm not trying to be tautological. What I'm trying to say is like trying to remind that when we're talking about a group of people in America that have a shared history of basically being severed from their history, right? And brought over, and fundamentally only like the lucky and like the strongest of bodies survived to go on to become slaves, to go on later to become emancipated, but still treated like shit by most of the like people in their space because white poor people hated them because they would do the same type of work for way cheaper labor costs, right? And then we get into these like poor neighborhoods where, for example, we like know that like the CIA has done like crazy shit in black neighborhoods. There is bad policing that goes on in these neighborhoods. There is rampant like fatherlessness. There is rampant like drug abuse and gang relations and all sorts of things. And so when you're looking at the entire experience of black
Chab
people,
Tube, hello.
it's tricky to like
I'm hearing some beeping noise.
pigeonhole it down
Is
into a
that coming
simple
from
skin
Erudite?
color. But the skin color is a part of it because if you have a certain skin color, you do have a certain type of experience, right? This is why, for example, my husband is part black, but nobody would really say he has a black experience, even though in a lot of ways he has a fair bit of black culture because he looks Middle Eastern. If anything, he has more of a Middle Eastern experience from like how people relate to him, but culturally, he has a much more traditionally black experience, which is why it makes these things
Erudite.
complex.
But okay, but so you went through like the all the oppression checklist, right? But there are also plenty of black
My
families
toes
that
are
aren't
cold.
in the ghetto that have middle class living standard or upper middle class. There are plenty that have like immigrant families that came far long after Jim Crow, right? And are actually wealthy and doing just fine. So are you saying that they'd be like less black in our cultural context?
No, I think no, I wouldn't say that they would be less black. What I would say though is that they probably don't have certain shared experiences to other
But
black
they're still
members.
black.
Can I say something, Erudite? If oppression must be a part of the black identity, then black
doesn't
people will
have to
never
be.
exist without oppression.
Yeah, I don't
So
think
that's
anybody said
insane.
that.
I don't think
No, but
oppression
it
is a
seems like that's what we're discussing. It
there's
feels
two
like that
pieces.
was the objection.
No, there's two pieces, right? Which seems to be a bit of your phenotypic expression, just how you look. And there also seems to be a cultural experience. There seems to be both of those things happening.
Wait, so
Well,
if
there
I were
seems
to if I were to like tan my skin like Rachel Dolezal, right? Like just tan it really, really dark brown, right? And would that be because we've agreed there are plenty of black people in the United States that don't have the oppression experience. They live very well, right? Recent immigrants, a lot of them don't have family that were slaves. They don't lose their culture. They're doing fine. In fact, Nigerian immigrants do very well in the United States, right? So given that we understand this, right? If the other thing is just the way that I look, right? If I were to darken my skin color with like spray tan or something, would I then be qualified to say that I'm black
So
if
I,
I
I
identify
think
this way?
So I think the problem that we have in America is black is a phenotypic thing and it's a culture. Most Nigerians would say that they're black, but they're Nigerian, right? So if you ask them what they look like, they're like, well, I'm a black person, but I'm Nigerian, right? And their meaning is, I look black. Obviously, I'm a black person. That's my skin color. But culturally, I'm Nigerian. Whereas for a lot of black people in America, the answer is they look black and they're culturally black. And there is an
I
element
don't think
that
that's
both
true.
of these things
That is true. They
absolutely
call themselves
most
Black
ma-
American.
No, that's
And
not
have
true.
you ever
That'd
read
be
the
true
book
for recent
Black Like
immigrants.
Me? The guy literally dyes himself black and
God.
is treated in an impressive
That'd
way.
be
Don't sigh
that'd
and
be
say,
that'd
"Oh
be true.
God, you're
I'm
being
smiling because what you
condescending
said
as
is
fuck."
stupid. Right, so I'm smiling because what you said is stupid. Okay,
It's
so
not
so
stupid.
that might be true for like recent immigrants, but after a few generations, these immigrants, their families, their descendants assimilate, right? And they're no longer like they don't no longer identify with the like the old culture. They're now assimilated into the American culture. So they'd be
What
American
about
black
your
people.
family experiences that's descended to you from your grandparents being traumatized and then your parents being traumatized, etc.?
Not all black people were traumatized.
Not all black.
Like,
We're not.
this,
Nobody's
like,
saying
this
all.
idea that
Nobody's
you're like
saying
you're
all.
attending.
Well,
then-
you're
okay, so
excluding
then
people who
why-
aren't. That's
Yeah,
the question.
exactly.
That's
You're
where
saying-
this whole
I
thing
just wanna
started
say,
because it
Brento-
was said that someone who identifies as black who did not experience the oppression could not identify so.
I don't believe anybody said
But listen,
that.
listen, Brento. I even came
I
in here in
definitely
the
heard
first
people
place.
say that.
Yes, that
Brento,
was the entire disagreement. That's all we're
So,
talking
Brento,
about.
hold on.
Wait, who said
I
that,
even
though?
came.
I believe it was
Oh,
you, Erudite, and I'm not trying to say it, but I believe it
I even
was.
came
I've
in.
had 2 prongs the entire. I wrote
That's
them down.
hilarious.
Steph,
Kragen
Stephanie,
X,
go ahead.
what's
You can
up?
try and jump in.
Brento, I
Yes.
came in. The reason
African
I came in
American
is
is
because
different
when
from
it was being
African
expanded
American.
to
What?
transgender, the thing you had said is because women
African
cry. You're
is
like trying to take a
different
No, that was
simplistic.
just one example. That was one example. It's like please don't try and assume that when I said that was like all I think and that's the only thing I think and that's all. Please don't,
No.
because that would
I
be
came in-
ridiculous, right? So just, I mean,
Right,
you don't
I
have
came
to.
in to just challenge-
Please.
I always think about how
Okay,
most people who
I
discuss
came
this
in to
stuff never grew up with
challenge
me, hung out
how
with
that
other
would be
people.
something
People are
that
people,
would be
breaking
an
things
identifying
down.
trait. Because
Yeah, they're just overall
I
they're
have
trying
a
to make a
particular
point
experience that I can use to
black
say, okay,
people
so how would you be able to
should
tell
you
what the
should be able
gender
to be
is if you
transracial
didn't
if you
see
can
me,
be
if I wasn't in front of you?
transgender.
So that's what I even came in
Sure.
here for.
Well, I
so-
might see. Oh, if I didn't see you and you weren't in front of me, it would be much harder because I would have less information.
Right. So that's what I had come in for. But when we were talking about that, one of the big things that was cropping up is the reason I wanted to go down that route is because I'm an Army veteran. There's no crying in baseball. Like that's kind of how it is in the military. So you wouldn't be able to tell from these, behavioral traits that people are trying to say on what a woman is. So people
Sure.
will try to go to biology, and then they'll fail with biology because you have more
Well-
male washouts than you do women, even from a ratio standpoint. So like all of that goes to shit. And what we would eventually get to is, so what we're actually dealing with is trying to make the old bigotry and the old ideas have some version of justification or to match up in some way to an experience that we're dealing with now. Because my harmony would have been treated like a complete American, despite speaking very broken English her entire life until she passed away.
I'm sorry,
and
you're
speaking
who?
mostly Korean. I'm sorry. My grandma. It's Korean for.
Oh yeah.
Like that's.
Oh
she just had us
yeah.
call
I
it
kind of
something.
figured after that if I didn't understand. Thank you.
I'm
Okay,
sorry. I
appreciate it.
didn't hear. I heard
No.
grandma
But
in my
I
head.
was trying to
No,
see
it's
if I
fine.
could understand it while I was thinking about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think every
So, but yeah,
reasonable
why
person
would she-
agrees being
I-
transgender
I-
is
now
different
I've
than
lost your
transracial.
question.
Different than
If you had a
different
question,
than
apologize.
fuck, holy shit.
Right.
You were
so
asking.
my question is, what would have made
It's not the
her fully American? It would have been the way she was being treated, and if this idea that she was an other from Korea had gone away. So the only gate that was being closed to her to be considered American, who just happened to come from Korea, were actually those oppressive old rules back when we thought there were only 5 races or only 7 races, and now we found out
Mhm.
there's
Yeah,
14
there's nobody
haplogroups
that's
and no race.
transracial
So
being
if not for
oppressed.
those people with the
It's a
gatekeeping and the
non-issue.
enforcement, she would
They're
have
just
been
trying to make a point that
completely
transgender
American.
people
So
aren't
this
valid.
isn't really on her and how she's identifying. This is completely on the oppressive structures that were trying to tell her she didn't belong because she came from a certain place. Like
Mhm.
that's kind of obvious.
Okay.
I gotta say, like, you
I
use
can understand
haplogroup
that,
as much
but I
as,
still,
like,
I think. Well, let me
every
just say,
fucking
like,
race relative room.
I can understand that, but it doesn't change the fact that people can still be wrong about something and have a misidentification.
Mhm.
Like the fact
Absolutely.
that some people have been like denied proper identification doesn't make everyone's identification valid. You
Go
can't
ahead,
be
Ty.
something you aren't. You can't identify as a tree. You can't identify
No,
as a
I'm trying to
bird.
tell you that
You
letting
can't
go of
identify as less of a human being or 2/3. And if you're male and there's a word that references females, it's not referencing you.
No.
So the
listen.
entire point here is to discredit transgender people and say they're invalid
is to
and they
point-
should
it is
just
to
simply
point
be
to-
executed in a video game.
That is such a psychotic thing for you to say. It's so
You might as
ridiculous.
well
and
take it to
unfair.
the extreme because
It's
what
psychotic.
else?
You're acting like a psychopath when you talk
Totally.
like this.
Totally.
Absolutely insane. for
But
you to
what
behave
else
that
are
way.
you trying to say?
It's fucking insane for you to say these things.
Then say what else you're trying to say.
What I'm saying is that the meaning of the words male and female have explicit meaning in reference to sex and biology, and that's what they mean. And that's what they mean.
Was this always a
And if they can't mean something else,
Yeah,
they
it
can't
started
mean something
transgender
else.
versus transracial.
Well,
I
no,
thought we
because
were just
I
talking about transracialism. I was trying to figure out. I was like, is Doobie trying
It
to
seems
say
like
that we
the
shouldn't
ultimate
be
reason
transgender?
here is to
Hold on.
discredit
So,
transgender
to be clear,
people.
I'm not
It
doing
is
the
to
transgender
say
thing.
that man and woman.
Okay,
Wait,
sorry.
this is my. Let me just say this is the ultimate thing. Man means male and woman means female, and like
Why?
all disagreements
No, but
over
why-
this
wait,
are
wait,
based
wait,
on
wait.
that. There's nothing. No one else is
Wait.
agreeing. No one is
Why would
disagreeing on
man
anything else
mean-
except
Why
those
would man
meanings.
mean male? Why would you have two words mean the same thing? Why would
Because
male
because
mean...
human means people. We go, oh, look at those people. Oh, wait, what people? The
No,
human
human
people?
definitely
Yeah, the human
simply means-
people. Why would
No.
human and people mean the same thing?
They don't
Shut
mean
the
the
fuck
same
up,
thing.
you idiot. What the fuck are you
No,
talking about?
they
We
literally-
All
have
you
words
do
that
is
mean the
ask
same thing all
questions
the
and yell
fucking
insults,
time.
but you never
Why
provide
would you
actual
behave so
points.
stupidly?
Fairness, I
because
insulted him
right
too,
now,
so
with
it's
all of
okay
the
that he's
emotion in the
insulting me.
room, I would actually say that Branto's a woman. See how easy it
Fine,
is
that's
to get that
great. I don't
identity
care.
correct?
Hold on,
It
but
makes
Hold on.
no
Anger's the
sense to
emotion that's
pretend that
fermented.
you don't
Yeah,
know that
true,
words can have
Doobie,
different
true.
meanings.
Oh
Why
my
would you
goodness, you
pretend
poor
that words
soul,
can't have
Sudakao.
different meanings, or words
Hello,
or two
yeah,
words
this
can
is
have the
totally
same one?
unlike
You know
anything
that's
that happens
possible.
with
Why are you
community.
acting?
However, I'm a
Can I
bit of a
say
deviant.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So
Thanks
the
for
reason
coming.
why I'm having
How
a
are you?
contention with this is that it's extremely stupid. It's very not
No,
you.
it's not.
Yeah,
Hold on,
he's
hold
pretty
on.
pathetic,
Right?
but I'm sure
in
he
the
knows
past, we used to have different words to mean different things. So if you have a whole bunch of words, so if female means a human adult female who is a Homo sapien who has
You mean
XX
woman. You mean
chromosomes,
woman means that.
Let her finish. Let her finish. Let her get it out.
right?
Okay.
So if that's what female means, right? It would be
Okay.
really reductive to say that woman also means the same thing. To some extent, why would we have two words emerge? Why
Female,
don't we use?
like,
Why don't we allow the second word
Because-
to mean something else?
are you? Can I actually answer your question?
Did she finish the
Yeah, okay.
question?
Because girl, I think so. Because girl also means female, but they reference a different age group.
Yeah.
Woman
Girls
means adult
young.
female.
No, why don't you just use female all the time? then?
Because
Why even
we're
have the word
referencing
female?
adult females. We're referencing their age.
So this is the problem with language, right? I have a really big.
It's not the
issue
problem. It's the use. It's the utility. It's the entire fucking
definitely-
point.
It's definitely
No,
something.
so
we
what
can
I'm
use it how we
saying is that typically when different words emerge, it's useful to allow them to mean different things. Just like, for example, we would say it's very cringe that the left tries to say that everyone who disagrees with them is a Nazi. They've turned everyone into a Nazi. Your dog is your Nazi, a conservative's a Nazi, right? An alt-right's a Nazi, an actual Nazi's a Nazi, right? And so now
Doobie's a
all
Nazi.
of
Doobie's
these
a Nazi.
words
That's true.
mean the same. Just everyone's a
We're not
Nazi.
scary anymore.
It's extremely frustrating, right? Because it's unnuanced. Just
Yeah,
like
of
it would be
course.
extremely ridiculous to say that
Well,
woman.
it feels like an
just mean the
exaggeration or
same
an
thing.
attack on character. It's an intentional mischaracterization.
Well,
It's a
it's a
dismissal.
bludgeoning of
It's
a
saying that
single
you're-
word. It's,
Right.
it's making language, which
It
language
means-
is generative, and you can have a whole bunch of different words that mean different things, which is really cool about language.
It
And then
means
you just mean,
you're the
they all
enemy.
mean the same thing, ontologically evil, right? I'm arguing the same
Yes.
principle with female to woman. Why would we have two words mean just identically the
Be-
same thing? Why would they
Because
necessarily be
female
different?
is something underlying, and girl and woman are the two age references of female. Woman can't mean anything unless it means female.
Then why do we use female also for like other species?
Because that's something that we share with those other species. We would only refer to the female of another species if she can carry the children,
we
if they're
call her just-
mammals,
why
unless
would
they
we
are
just
like
call it a woman
star
dog?
or what the fuck, like seahorses or some shit.
Yeah, why don't we just call it a woman dog?
Because he said
did
so. he
study
said
We do
that's
call them
why.
women dog,
Female.
but that's confusing. So we just call them dogs
I'm
because we
sorry.
don't care because they're fucking dogs.
So we would say
Unless
a
we're breeding
female
them.
dog.
I thought we called them a
Nobody would
bitch.
call them- Nobody would
You do call them bitches.
woman.
That's true. They're, female dogs are called bitches. That's true. That's the word.
Right.
Alright.
We wouldn't say that it's a woman horse.
Yes, you would, but you would just call it a mare or something. They have the word mare for
Yeah,
for
it's
woman
breeding
horse.
terms. So maybe breeding terms is the problem. Maybe that's why we call it woman. We should change it up.
Well, that's the entire point, is the fact that women have vaginas and men have penises. And you're
how
like,
is that a point?
that's so like first grade. And it's like, that's not first grade. That's like
Okay,
10,000,
wait,
18,000 BC. It's
Brento,
how
I have-
life has existed
So we should
for
evolve our
1,000
language
fucking
then.
years.
We should evolve our language.
Rento.
Evolve it to what?
Something
What do
else.
you want it to, when you say
Hold on,
evolve it to,
Brento.
evolve it to what?
Something more meaningful. For
Brento.
example,
What does that
when you're
even
talking-
mean?
Well, because woman is both a descriptor and a prescriptor, right? If I tell you I'm a woman, it tells you a bunch of things about me.
It tells me you're female.
It tells me my
Woman
age.
can be some
it probably
Yes.
also,
feminine
to some
nature, not
extent,
just a
tells you how
female.
you should
Someone needs to
engage
learn how
with
to
me,
read
which
a dictionary,
pronouns
yeah.
that you should possibly use, correct?
No, it tells me that I will refer to you as her and she.
Yeah, the pronouns that you would use. That's literally just
Yes, that's right. But that's
Everyone's
because
listening to
you're a
this
woman.
game open.
Yes, that's a prescription, right?
It's pretty much like, it's a prescription as much as it's a prescription that you pay for your food, or that you not cuss at someone who you don't know and tell them to fuck themselves off
how
or
do you-
something.
how do you
Like,
know
it's
that
just
I'm a
like being, it's how you interact with other people.
How do you
Calling
know
it a
that I'm a
prescription is calling everything a
Brento?
prescription,
How do you know that
including
I'm a
like
woman?
stopping at red lights or something.
Sure. How do you know that I'm a
Is
woman?
that true?
I can
Barty?
see that you're a woman
Based on what?
by the way that you look. It's
What
like,
about
it's sort
how
of
I
like,
look?
Is that
can
true?
I offer you
If that's
can I
true,
offer you something,
have
maybe
to-
just an
I have to
illustration,
Google this.
maybe because it's
No,
the
just
only
tell
answer I
me.
think you might
I'm
like. No. I'm gonna try and offer I'm gonna try and say this way, okay? If you said this, okay?
Right.
If you showed me a cat and you said that's an elephant, and I said it's not an elephant, and you went, explain to me right now, what an elephant is. I'd be like, I can't explain to you right fucking now what an elephant is, but it's not your fucking cat.
I would
And,
be able to be like, well,
what
an
are you-
elephant's like a 2-ton animal. They're
That
great.
doesn't. No. Well, how do you know? But haven't you seen a small elephant before? Some elephants are smaller than other elephants. Elephants really just kind of like a feeling that some animals have. It's
What's
really,
that?
it's just a feeling. It's really a feeling how people feel. Is
Yo,
what an
so
elephant is.
the word
If you feel
woman
like
comes
this cat's
from
an
wife
elephant,
man.
You understand?
Woman comes from wife man, which just means wife person. The etymology is clear. So
The etymology is clear, yeah.
It's just about property.
No,
So
it's
how-
about you being a female.
No, it's not. It's
That's
about.
it.
It's
You
literally
shouldn't
about
be
being
property,
married
but
chattel.
That's what it was.
No, you're
in
totally
reference to
talking out of
history.
your ass
have a
right now.
question,
You're
Brento.
totally talking.
It's
bullshit.
insane. It's like, look, I'm sorry. It is
Brento.
truly nothing but an absolute complete fucking insanity to pretend that women does not mean female.
It
or that a
literally, if you
man
look
is a
up the
woman.
etymology,
It's
it says
crazy.
wife man.
It's just it's
Brento,
unfucking
Brento, calm
believable.
I'm
down.
so sorry that
Calm
you
down.
feel
The
this
trans
way.
are not coming
It's
for
just
you.
ridiculous. It's
Calm down.
unbelievable.
You're
and
very
I'm
upset
sorry.
about it.
Brento,
Stabby,
let me ask you a
Stabby, I want
question.
you to answer. So Stabby asked that question. I do,
Please.
because our friend Zonia.
He didn't want to. He didn't
our
want to
friend Doobie,
acknowledge the etymology.
will be leaving soon. I want to make sure that I address some of his stuff. But go ahead.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
but it's like.
Brento. No,
It's like,
no,
I'm sorry,
asking
can
you
I
a
say
question.
something?
Brento,
Well, look,
no,
I think I'm going to say something. I'm going to just say something
no,
anyway.
this guy's
But here's the thing, like,
Great, and saying
Fine.
nothing. At the
it's
same
in this
time.
way. It's just like, if someone told me,
Brento,
can I just say something?
You're gonna.
Yeah.
Brento, the
Yeah, his
moderator
mic
can
is
You're
very
gonna be
loud.
able to.
Shut up.
You'll be able to respond because
you
she's
prank.
going to ask you a question, so you can include all of that in your response.
That's fair. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, when we're talking about what I can do with another Homo sapien male, I had 2 children. Is that female?
Yes.
I carried both of them. Okay. I had a 7-pound tumor in my uterus. I can no
Mhm.
longer have children. I don't have a uterus any longer.
Mhm.
I still identify as woman. In fact,
You
people
are.
identify my motherhood as a woman. I've always identified as a woman, which is fine. The thing is, that definition can cover some of the trauma of losing my uterus to a 7-pound cancer baby, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
does
being
talk about that.
being a woman has had a little more comfort for me in this experience than being a female has. I got my 2 children from being a female and a woman and a mother.
I'm getting
But
so
woman
cold,
and
it's
mother
You just
still
use them
apply.
both.
Fertile female no longer applies to me. I still want
Yes.
babies. I still
Right.
want more kids, but I can't because of a circumstance, which is fine. But I am
Yes.
still considered a woman, and I am identifying with that. And the rest of society
You
is
are still a
allowing
woman.
that Stop. And the rest of society is allowing that for me. So
No.
my question to you is, why do you have a problem with womanhood managing to cover some of the things that biological facts cannot?
Because, well, what you just said is that I'm sorry to hear, but it sounds like you said you're suffering from something or a condition that allows you to, or that disallows you from continuing to have children.
Benign tumor, yeah,
But-
7 pounds
yes.
of tumor. Oh, it was
Okay,
gross.
and I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry to hear that. But
I
that
live-
would be
I-
like
it's
a
cool.
condition. That's a condition. But being a
Doesn't
man
matter.
is not. It does. Well, that's my point. Is that the fact that you're suffering from that does not disqualify you from being a woman. That's a condition of being a woman. A man can never suffer the infertility of a tumor in his uterus. Men don't have uterus.
What about women that don't have uteruses that are born without them?
Then that are born
Right.
without them, then they are suffering from a condition that is equal to
But what
a
are they?
disability.
So what if they have an
They are
XY
suffering from a
chromosome?
disability. It's what they're
Listen,
suffering from.
Brendo, stop
Here's the
yelling at
thing.
me.
Wait.
Stop yelling.
Wait.
Just listen. Just listen. Just
Can I?
listen.
I have to say something.
Why? You've been
We do
talking
not
like
because
the whole time.
well because I feel like I still have to say, like
Yes, you need to
we-
redundantly keep saying, "Woman is female. Woman is female."
that's
What I'm
because that's
asking
kind
you
of because
is,
kind of the thing.
what do you do about people with an XY chromosome and a vagina and no uterus?
XY, then you would just consider that something that might be unfortunate.
Really?
Yes.
That's what
If it's
society's
unfortunate
response is.
It's like
you-
it's like I
Unfortunate
said
on the
that
per-
like this
on the
entire
per-
argument comes down to this. I'm like it's like
No,
it's
it
like
doesn't.
people no it's comes
Your
down to this. It's like
unwillingness
if
to
I
engage
no
on
no
this
it's like this.
point.
No I'm engaging. This like this. It's like
Yeah,
this.
your-
It's like
your
if someone
answer
said
was, let's put unfortunate
is
on
if
their
someone
birth
said
certificate.
hey it's as if you said erudite that someone says you know human beings human beings have two legs. And you said some human beings are born without two legs, so therefore they don't. And it's like, well, that's because they're
Technically, we're
suffering
like
from
you.
something. And we
Okay,
don't
but that
point
doesn't
that
make them
out.
not
We
a
understand
human.
it in compassion. Why
That
do you
doesn't
have to
mean
bring that forward?
Wait, but trans people are
Okay.
Brento, trans
Yeah.
people, stop it.
Yeah.
Trans people are suffering from something. Something that
Yes,
we
I agree.
something that we can help them with, and it involves being able to live closer to the gender they identify as. That should not be a
I
problem.
can
to
accept that.
Wait,
I
so
can
why is it a
accept that
problem
to
for you guys to
well, hold up,
accept-
Doobie, I really
God,
gotta say,
you're
I can
different.
accept that to a
Sorry,
degree.
Doobie. You got
But
paired with
I can
Brendo.
accept it to a degree, but to the point I can't believe something I don't think
White
is
man speaking
true.
over
But
black
nobody is
men
asking you to believe it. All you have to do is respect.
I
the
know I have
pronouns.
to participate in
I'll
it as
never
if I believe
identify
it.
you
But
as
are you
one.
allowed?
Where
Are
white-
you? Are you going
I'd just
to?
rather put aberration on the birth. Honestly, that seems like the most basic.
It's just-
Are you
It
willing
just doesn't
to
make
use
any
people's
sense. Like, it's
preferred
just-
pronouns?
I do use people's pronouns to be polite to them, but
Well,
I
that's
don't
fine, then.
believe the things that they believe.
Well, nobody cares if you believe them
No?
or not.
Well, no, they do, because I have to act as if I
This
do.
is it.
Can I ask you
No,
a
fuck
question?
you.
Can I-
Fuck off
no,
and
please,
fuck
can I
away.
ask
Go
you
and fuck
please?
away
Can
and
I just
fuck
ask my
off.
question?
Forever.
Okay,
I
can
don't
just
care.
ask my question? And so Stabby. Okay, so what's the issue with you accommodating my desire to identify as a Jewish person or as a black person?
I literally just told you because I'm the one that brought the 14 full haplogroups on the phylogenetic tree into the discussion, which is the actual science from the Human Genome Project that we
We
found.
don't
The only
think of
markers
race
for
like that anymore. You're speaking like a fucking phrenologist.
No,
I'm
no,
like
I'm
half
not a
expecting you to pull
phrenologist.
up your like calipers and tell me where your
I have-
fucking
Yeah,
dimples are on
Doobie
your
is
head.
obsessed with
Like,
bringing it
like,
back
no, no, no.
to his
No,
own
no,
when we
transracial
think of
identity.
race, we don't say, oh well, you have Nordic
That's where he
Nordic
wants
nose,
to put it.
or you have the fucking
Right.
You
Scottish
see it.
shoulders.
Literally,
aware.
you
Like,
still
that's what I
hear that
just
though
said.
from grandparents and boomers. You still do.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's not
but
the
that's
point.
I'm just saying.
Anyway.
Okay, I will engage with you, Doobie. The reason why I would say that these two things are different is twofold. Number one is the arbitrary one. Society has decided that they're different. We don't want to engage with them in the same way. Number two, now this one's more contentious. I think it's pretty evidential, but some people on the left fight me on this one. There is pretty good evidence that there seems to be differences going on in the brain. For example, it doesn't seem to be the case. I've never seen any brain scan evidence that people who are born white are like, I just really feel like I'm a black person. Never seen that type of dysphoria. Not saying it doesn't exist. It's possible. just never seen any evidence for it. Whereas what we saw robustly and routinely, for example, in the brains of trans women, is that they often had brains, specifically certain structures that are different between the sexes.
Besides this, I hope you're having an
major
amazing stream.
differences
Oh,
between a
you're not having
transgender
fun on
brain,
this,
like
hey?
a trans woman. That would look
I
a
don't
lot
mind
more
this.
like a woman's
I'm happy
brain
to be
than
here,
like
honestly.
a man's brain. So we could map on and say there does actually
I
seem
wouldn't
to be
be here
something
if I didn't
very
wanna.
distinctly different going on.
Aw, thank you for subbing.
Beyond all of the sequelae of like the
Thank you
super
so much,
super high
Trippin'
suicide rate,
Nun.
the
I
extreme
appreciate
dysphoria,
you.
the extreme
And yes,
bodily
I'm having a
mutilation
very good stream
as well. Right, so there, there's like
I
a
will
number
put
of
your
factors,
name up
but
on
this
my
is why I
board.
would say it's different. Is these twofold things.
Oh, you don't mind
Wait,
it? Okay,
so
cool.
to be clear, so you would say that experiencing gender
Cool.
dysphoria, for example, would be like a requirement for you to identify somebody as a woman. So if they came to you and they just said, "Hey, I'm a woman, identify as a woman," you would need them to demonstrate that they have gender dysphoria before you'd accept them.
Unfortunately,
They
that's how
must
the
be
medical
oppressed.
It's
I wasn't
definitely
asking
not
you
like
that,
an
Sabby, please.
appropriate discussion for some
how it
people.
works
Oh, sorry.
Or like,
So I'm
What's the
actually
word?
very willing to gatekeep. So
Like-
yes, to some extent, I don't
Some people
prove
would
is
be
going to be
triggered.
like I'm
So
going to
I'm
have to.
sorry to everybody
quibble
that
on,
might be
Well, what
triggered.
do you mean by the word
Content
prove
warning.
and blah 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 blah. But
But
I'll grant you with the
I
good
think it's
faith
worth
what the
having.
question means of like to some extent, yes, there's an element of like evidentiary. However, sometimes the proof can just be self ID because with a lot of mental health stuff, like how do
Yeah.
we test if you feel sad? We just trust you
Yeah,
that you
so-
feel sad.
so-
at some
It sounds like you're only black if you're oppressed, and you're only trans if you're suffering.
Doobie's
that's
doing
not-
so well for you,
Look
Brent.
at that.
Just let him carry the mantle. He's doing so well for you, I promise.
Go ahead.
Okay, so if we're getting acknowledged like, hey, self ID is a part of this, right? Even for like people who are trans and are experiencing dysphoria, maybe they don't have
Mhm.
access to like a medical professional or a mental health professional to actually get like a diagnosis, but they're experiencing it, they're living it, right? So if why couldn't we say that, hey, for somebody who identifies as like, if we were to take somebody like I'm gonna go with the stereotypical example, Eminem, right? The white guy who speaks like a stereotypical black guy, grew up in the same in the culture in the hood, quote unquote, that I think you guys would stereotypically associate with black people, which is, I think is really fucked up. But that's what you guys.
In
But you know what
America?
I mean. Sure. If he were to have gone through his life experience, just deep in this culture, right, partaking in their music, their activities, like I'm sure lots of his friends are black. He grew up around these people. He speaks the same way, same language, same slang, same vernacular. Like if you were to say, hey, I feel much more closely connected to blackness than I did to whiteness. I just don't feel like I had a white experience. I don't feel like a white person. So I'm gonna say that I'm a black man, and I'm asking you to respect that, right? When you don't identify me as a black man, it actually causes me some kind of distress. I feel fucked up about it because I don't identify as this thing that you're saying that I am.
Mhm.
Right? Would you need to say to him like, hey, well,
Yeah,
we
I'd be
don't.
willing to gatekeep it. Just like I'm willing to gatekeep transness though. But like
Why?
this is where I'm unpopular because I will be consistent across these things. I think self ID is important, and then checking and vetting is also important, right? You can have a 4-year-old who self IDs in zip one way, but it's important to check. For example, there's a
Yo,
lot of
best
people
beer
who in
man.
their
How
experience
did
of
you
like
find
trying
me? Are
to
you
figure out
from
their
the
identity
Prime
will
Kai
feel,
panel?
for example, that maybe they're trans, and then as like life goes on and they hit 21,
Not
they're
worth
like, I'm
engaging
actually
with.
just gay.
It's half of the
right?
show, though.
And some people
What's
who
up,
think
drugs?
they're just gay, and then it turns out that they're trans, which is why I think a lot of these conversations, it sucks that like government has to get so involved with a lot of it. I understand why, but it makes it tricky because a lot of these conversations of like self ID are best done in like healthy, connected communities, right? So if Eminem walks up and he's like, I'm black, I think it's very reasonable that all of his black friends are like, whoa, right? Like you might get like the N-word
cool.
pass because you grew up in our
Well, I'm
culture
glad
and our
you clicked
community,
on
but
me.
you ain't black, bro. Like you're just obviously not, right?
Wait, but if he's
that
got-
would be fine.
But if he's grown up in the culture, right? So he has that experience of growing up in the culture, in the lifestyle, all that stuff. Is it at that point it would be like just be the skin color then, right?
Yes.
Is
So
that-
I marked blackness as 2 elements, right? I said it's
so you need to have both those things.
I would say if you don't need the culture necessarily, but if you don't have the phenotypic expression, the phenotypic is tricky because specifically
What I want to
with
talk
me
to them about
looking
right now
black,
is my
it to some
history that I
extent
know about
creates a
Eminem and how he
specific
broke into the
experience
hip
that
hop
even
scene.
if you grew up in a
But
culture,
I'm not sure
you're
anybody
not going to have very specific
finds it relevant
experiences.
right
For
now.
example, like the weird stuff with cops, people looking at you and thinking you're a black person. We're going to look on like social psychology scales where like they're saying which child is beautiful, and they're always pointing at the white skins, right? So you're not going to have some of these experiences if you're a white person. Like
Yeah,
pretty
but Ari,
obviously.
like this is no different than not growing up as a woman. You're not going to have the gazes from guys. You're not going to experience the sexual harassment. You're not going to experience being over sexualized.
Which is why I pointed to the biological differences in the brain.
Well, no, but
seems
you
to be the
can't.
case that
You
it doesn't
keep
matter.
jumping. You keep jumping back and forth and picking and choosing when you want to apply the biological differences and when you want to ignore them.
Hold on. Absolutely
You've said in both cases that both of them apply, but when it comes to race,
because she's
you can
just
pick
because
and
I've
choose
lived
when they
with
apply.
Destiny, and
So
she's
just
a
because
big,
I've listed
big
two
rising
multifaceted
streamer right now.
factors
She's
about
also
how
very
things
well
are
spoken
contributed
and
to
smart.
doesn't mean that I'm
She's
picking and
Canadian
choosing.
too.
It's obvious that these things are nuanced and complicated. And if you're so fucking like
Rip shot blue
all or
TV,
nothing, and
hello,
you're thinking
welcome.
that you can't manage to do this conversation, then honestly get the fuck out
Not
of this.
being all or nothing. You're the one who's being all or nothing.
No, I'm literally not.
Yes, you are.
Where am I being all or nothing?
Because you're saying that when it comes to race,
Give me a quote.
I'm explaining it to you right now.
Give me a quote.
Saying, I'm
you're gonna straw
explaining
man
it
me
talking to
otherwise. Give me a quote. What did
I'm sorry. I don't write down every single word you say.
You don't write down keywords to.
Oh, come on, shut up, please. Just let the man finish his fucking question.
Well, I fucking do, so I guess I just assume that people took.
Just let the man finish.
Everyone has to do what you do.
If you're gonna reconstruct narrative, go for it.
Erudite, you are literally better than us all, so you shouldn't expect us to reach lofty heights. Go ahead, Coconut, respond.
Yeah, so when Doobie gives an example of a black person who doesn't have the experiences and just has a phenotype, you say, well, okay, even if they don't have the experience, I'm going to, because they need to have the phenotype and that experience, so I'm going to gatekeep there. But then when it comes to transness and the person goes through life and doesn't have the experiences of a female,
cool, you know,
and
Prime?
they don't have
like you're
the
familiar with him, or do you actually
know
him?
I'm just.
Okay,
there's no reasoning there. I'm just going to draw the line there and say no, it doesn't count.
Yeah, simple question for you: is a black person the same as a trans person?
Hydrate. I don't have much left.
They're different concepts.
Are they different groups?
I should probably go get some
more
water.
Trans people and black people different
Furry.
groups. Just like our men and women different groups.
The answer is simply yes.
Okay, yeah. So
that's why I get to be
you've been on shows?
how I construe these different groups.
No.
What kind of shows? Like, what do you like to talk about, or what do you like to do?
To some extent, but you're saying that I'm basically
top up my
picking and
bucket.
choosing biology. What I'm doing is weighing things differently. That's all
Right.
that's happening.
Exactly. That's right.
not
You
the
are.
same thing.
Wait a moment. Are you saying
In what world is it picking and choosing? No, it's not the point.
But
God,
Erudite,
just
I-
wondering.
I-
Erudite is not-
can I-
please save these.
Wait,
Oh, you've been
can I
on
say
Scuffed
this, Erudite,
podcast?
really
I've heard of
quickly?
that a lot.
So
I've
that
never
example
seen
I gave earlier, so Eminem, right? This the same guy. If prior to coming to and identifying as a black man, he went and did I don't know if you've ever seen Tropic Thunder. It's a great movie, by the way. But he went and had had his skin like surgically tinted to look like a black man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then he goes to him and says, "Hey, actually, I'm black." Right? So he's already gone through the transition thing. He's already in the culture. Why wouldn't you say he's black at that point?
I actually think so. Like when we're getting to basically the edges of the category, I actually don't think we have the answer. So I think there would be a lot of people who would say that he is black through and through, and others who would say no, the fuck he isn't. And to be honest, I don't know precisely where I would fall on this because it's like once we get to these
racial identity is imposed.
So personally, I have like a question around this because of the fact that
I'm waiting for me to make
like European in Europe, not like a random
I'm trying to give everybody else
like
some
people on this panel that are white.
time. We have some new
in
people
the US.
here,
I'm
including
actually
a trans
in
person,
Europe.
at least one trans person.
But when I see like content
I think at
creators
least
like
two trans people,
Europe
actually.
or like Tyler One, I think they are
So
white.
I'm trying to give
but
new
they
people
have,
a moment,
like,
and also I don't
black
really
history
feel like
and
I have
they have
any
like a black
new
experience
points
and that
to
kind
make.
of stuff.
But I should go get some water.
Honestly, like you could like consider them somewhat as
I
like
believe
transracial in that
the
sense because of
person-
the fact that
Can
I
you see
think
my cursor?
they're white
Right here.
like
I
me,
believe Dr.
whatever.
K in
no,
the middle,
but
like to the right of
that's
Doobie
an
the
interesting
Frog.
question. Like,
I believe she is a trans woman.
like are they
And
are they
then
transracial in the sense that
diagonal
their
downward,
skin
Prime
color
Zomia,
is
I
like
think
pretty
might
pale?
be, but I'm not really sure.
Are they?
And she isn't
are they
showing
not?
a video
Or
as far as I can
how
tell,
would
unless
you guys
it's like
view
a
that?
animation.
Like,
I'm not sure.
honestly, like because they have like a
so
pale
Dr.
complexion.
K
They
and
probably
I
are
think Prime
gamers, you know.
Zomia
So
right here.
that kind of
Lostia,
stuff.
I'm
So,
not sure who they are. I've never seen them.
oppressed class, right?
That's true, Sonia. I would agree with that. But
Well, I kind of want to jump off of something what you're saying here.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab some water.
And I want to make sure I address Doobie because Doobie said he's going to be leaving soon. So, there are people who have been born to two black individuals who come out with light skin, right? Blessed with whiteness. And they grew up with a black family. And
Yakubian magic.
Jeez.
And when they become 18, right, or at the very least self-sufficient, they walk away from that family, never to return, go to a white neighborhood, and pretend that they were always there. Man, I can't bring.
Same thing.
I have no pictures of my family. Sorry, I don't know where they went. Lost them in the fire. Okay. Those individuals who leave the community and who can't be visually identified as black, and who never claim to be black. Like, are they black? I'd say no. I'd say it's extremely complicated.
Yeah, you are basically saying that they are transracial.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I've stated that I'm for the idea of racialism. That's existed long before Rachel Dolezal showed up. People moving in outside because these races aren't a real thing, right?
It's usually
like,
kids raised in a family of a different race who are considered to be transracial.
They're phenotypical markers that we've grouped together, and we've said that these have some sort of political importance, right? And that's it, right? And we've treated those people within those politically, socially made groups, right, in different ways, and we've had vastly different outcomes, and then we put more importance on these things. But in the end, it's just these groups that we happen to create for a specific purpose. So, like, understanding that we have cultures that have come out of these things, right? This like institution that is like made up, right? That had a utility that is no longer there. We are going to have these moments where people are going to wonder where they fall into these things. There's going to be these gray zones, and that's okay, right? I'm not so I'm not loyal to these groups necessarily, right? I just understand that I live in a world where these things are still politically and society significant, and the cost of me ignoring that can be deadly. So yeah, you can move between these things, right? And people can decide
what do you think about
on
the game?
their own whether people fall within these
so
groups,
far.
right? It becomes
like
a consensus, a societal consensus, because that's what created these things in the first place. That's what created these groups in the first place. So if society has consensus that you're in this group, then you're in this group. Even if you aren't even from Africa, right? There are Asian people who look black, who look absolutely black, and society says they're black. So I don't know what to say.
Well, it seems like you're 80% of the way there. My only question would be, like the example you gave of this black person who was born to black parents but came out looking white.
This is all created to divide people who talk about
society
nonsense meant to keep
views them
fighting,
as white.
infighting.
Are you limiting them to choosing between white and black? Or would you be okay if they chose to be, say, I want to identify as Asian?
So like, are they only
limited
so
to those two?
But I don't know how to get this one spreaded.
They can give it a try, but society is probably not going to accept them unless they have some sort of phenotypical.
Would you accept them?
No, Prime. I think that when you look at like Europe and like Taiwan, I would like look at those guys and think that they are from European descendants and that kind of stuff, but they are being like accepted within like. Yeah, they are considered like black in some sense or whatever. Like they are probably like mixed race and that kind of stuff, but they are still considered to have like the black experience, being considered black.
I think there must be some bonus.
So
when you first
you have it going both ways, where it's like you have like the black guys that are like not looking black that are being accepted as like.
There's no
being
picture
part
that
of
shows up though.
The white race or whatever you want to call it, and you have like almost like white black guys that are like being accepted into the black community.
Yeah,
well, just real quick, I do want to learn some other people as well. Oh, you can.
Sorry,
I was Coconut. And then no, you're fine. You're fine. Finish your point, Coconut, and Doobie. I want you to be able to jump in. I know there's other people who want to join in as well who haven't got a chance to speak, so I want to get to them as well. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my only other question would be if there was a trans person who wasn't passing and couldn't afford
you if you die
the
in
HRT
game?
and the type
Holy
of
shit.
treatment, and they identified
Oh my
as how they
God.
identify, would you accept them, or would it be based on society's acceptance?
Yes.
Holy shit.
I can personally accept the
Yazul,
person.
what's up?
I
Welcome.
can one because again
Hi,
the
Boo-Boo.
reason, as Erudite very astutely pointed out, the way we gatekeep these two different groups is different because they're different. So I can do that. But society will
Best
not
Spearman,
accept
thank
them,
you.
right? And that's just the thing. So that's different. My
put you
personal
on
feelings
my
on
board.
it are different from society's, and yeah, that's fine.
By the way, how am I coming through right now? People were telling me I was real low.
You're probably low or on mine. Yeah, I'll up your volume on my end, so you're fine now.
Okay.
Hi, Zonia.
Thanks.
Go ahead,
Hey,
Doobie.
Hello, everybody.
Well, I actually, hey Zonia. Yeah, I do need to go, but Prime, given that all this started with you denying my Jewishness and then my blackness, you've been denying my blackness for a very long time, even though Relly, a fellow black brother, agreed that I had the N-word pass a while back, right? Like a year ago, he agreed this, and you're still denying it.
You literally bought it.
Look, I've been saying the N-word for a very long fucking time.
Yo, Doobie.
Yo, Fex, you know Best Spearman?
Be gifted the N-word
Party,
pass. I think they give
party,
it.
party, thank you.
Pretty sure
Five
Doobie
bucks,
passes
fuck yeah.
by the one drop
Appreciate
roll,
you.
at least.
I've got 6 drops of black.
Yeah.
Right?
I
And
can't do
1.1
the
drops
squats
of
while I'm on
Jewish
this
is
panel
enough
because
for
I'll
me,
be
okay?
too ashamed of myself.
So
But I will do them
all I'm asking
immediately
is, hey,
after.
you know my upbringing, a very, very poor upbringing. I think that qualifies
lack
for your
of income. I
stereotypical
thought you
black
were rich.
upbringing, right? The only thing I'm missing is like the father running away, right? Which I know you guys
Hype
think is like
train
a
is
requirement
close.
for
I
being
haven't
black
had a
for
hype
some
train
reason.
in a long time.
But very
Thank
poor
you so
upbringing,
much.
lots of gangs,
What
lots
does
of
it
violence,
say?
all that sort of thing. If I were to send you a picture of my long and girthy penis, right?
Name on
would
board.
this be enough
Name on board and 10
for you
squats.
to welcome
Okay.
me into the Black
10
Brotherhood
squats before
and
end of
accept me
stream.
as a brother and let me on? More importantly, let me on the all black everything panel, which I've been trying to get on for like a year.
Pretty good deal, Prime.
No.
I guarantee I will say the
hey,
N-word more than you guys do. Okay.
There is a special chemical reaction that happens when you expose white women to a black penis. If that reaction doesn't happen, then
Best Spearman, thank you so much. Okay, you just might need to remind me about the squats because sometimes I forget.
Bye, buddy.
See you later.
Bye.
Okay, we got a bunch of people who haven't gotten a chance to talk. I really want to get them in here. We have Tiberius has been sitting here for a long time, so Tiberius wants to jump in. I'd love to hear what he has to say. We have Lastia, who's back with us again. Thank you for stopping by. We have our friend Zonia Dead, and our Dr. K is here. I really want to get to everyone, and yeah, so we'll start with Tiberius.
Yeah, when it comes to the trans conversation, I
you,
pissed
Barty.
off everybody, so I'll just leave that at the ground. When it comes to transracialism, I don't know. I'll put it in this regard. I definitely think that there's a conversation to be had that culture is more than just like grounded on a certain people. As an example, like whiteness was largely just like Anglos and Dutch, and then we expanded it to French people and then Germans, and then like literally anybody from fucking Europe now that has an ancestry in any kind of regard now is white.
Desert Eagle,
And we're actually even
2004,
seeing
what's
Hispanics now like self-ID, or at least former Hispanics self-ID as white. People who live literally in like Georgia and Florida who have the last name like Lopez, Gonzalez, don't speak a lick of Spanish, self-ID as white, and you know, I've actually met people like this that are like white. It's very interesting in how this works because it moves and it changes.
Okay,
and
the
so
Spring Falls
number one, I
category
just
isn't
largely go
doing
with the
great
idea,
for me.
don't judge people by
change
how they
that.
look, otherwise you're going to look like a fucking idiot sooner or later. And then part two is I think these things matter, but I don't know, maybe I'm just a little bit too antisocial to understand like why this matters to certain people. And just to kind of follow through with that, to close it out, is I got a good friend. His name's Osiris. You guys have probably seen me hang out with him a few times. Dude literally was, sorry, I'll put it this way. Dude's darker than charcoal, right? But grew up on U.S. military bases throughout the world and didn't come to the United States till he's like 10. And when he comes to the United States, all the brothers are telling him that he's white. It's definitely a culture thing, but it's definitely a phenotype thing too for some folks. I don't know why it clashes for one and then not the other. I think I'm going to be an asshole here. Humans being stupid. And there's a level where I'm just like, can we let some of this shit go? And I know obviously we can't. So I'll just open up with that, and if anyone wants to kill me, go for it.
Okay. Let's go to our last year. We can't hear you, friend.
Best Beerman. So Fexington, Fexing on him said that you were a legend. Is that? Sure. Does he know you, or do you know each other?
We're just working on it. We can't hear you yet. Last year.
Wait, what's going on with the hype train?
Okay,
I'm trying to see. Oh, it hasn't started yet.
As you work on that, we'll go.
Oh, it's close still. Yeah, we got 50
don't worry,
seconds.
We'll come back to you, Astia. Let's go to our friend. I think Zonia was the next person I said yes, please.
I'm still kind of getting up to speed with what you guys have been talking about, so I'm more kind of catching on to things.
I'm happy to just add. I kind of actually wanted to say, sort of a little bit like what you just said, Tiberius. Earlier I wanted to mention that how, like, yeah, everybody that wasn't like Anglo-Saxon back in the day used to be considered non-white, right? So
yeah. Like Germans weren't white, French people weren't white, particularly Italians were not white.
Italians is the one I was gonna bring up, yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of these really weird things in history where it definitely moves, and it's also new things get created. I would say that like American Yankees are definitely their own, like, what would be perceived as a racial group, and it gets even weirder. I have people that are, I don't know what terms they use for this shit, but they do like ethno-linguistic studies, and they will actively say that Yankees of the North United States and Dixies of the South United States not only qualify as different culture groups, but actually entirely different ethnic groups.
Oh,
and I just go, what the fuck? Are you telling me Southerners and Northerners are actually two different ethnic groups entirely? This shit melts my brain.
One more time.
Like I literally study geopolitics, and I'm like,
mate.
Y'all don't make any fucking sense.
So can I say something?
I think it's 9 minutes. I'm not sure.
Go. Someone else can, please.
Oh, will it? Oh, damn, that'd be good.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Sure.
Yep.
Oh, so my thing is, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a good proof of what I was gonna say earlier, jumping on the guy who went after Doobie's point that, race is such a social construct. I mean, that doesn't make it arbitrary, but, it means that if it has become a really oppressive force, it's something we need to start unpacking in a serious way. It's like, if it doesn't matter if it's phenotypical or cultural, we need to start unpacking how it's affecting our lives and start figuring out, what, we're letting it do to us. I mean, is it causing us systemic oppression for us? I mean, is that really a thing? I mean, people talk about it all the time. There's all this conflict about, like, critical theory going on. That's, the big conflict point this whole election season is education about, our history of racial injustice. And, I mean, that certainly is a problem. I mean, I grew up in the South, and the way it was taught back then was, it was like there was apologetics for, like, George Wallace and stuff when I was still in school in the 90s, which was, I mean, that was some wild stuff. I had to spend decades unlearning some of the stuff I was taught, and I went to like indigenous schools to like unlearn some of the stuff and learn like
Prime is giving them a
feminist
little platform to speak.
Ideology to kind of basically to like counter.
But it's a good question.
Is base stuff I was taught. So,
and it also seems kind of hard to navigate what their point is.
It's, I know why these people are like this. I mean, like, there's 30, 40 million people in our country who were taught George Wallace and Jim Jeffers were pretty awesome guys. Because that was
I don't think Beer
what
Man was
they were
here
doing
at that
30
point.
years ago to,
We might not get the joke.
apologize for how messed up the race system was back then. And, a lot of them didn't do the work I did. And I know I still have a long way to go to,